Cowboys continue their home dominance, making it 14 in a row to hold off the Seahawks 41-35. They also had the players of the month on the offense and defense in Dak Prescott and DaRon Bland.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam.
I want some Ramsey.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about them Cowboys?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
In from the darkness, it's R&R in the morning. He's Rudy. I am Rob, Easy E. Edwin Hafner, pushing buttons and taking us all the way to 10 o'clock. Shake those cobwebs loose. I know we was late for most of us, but here we sit. How you feeling this morning, Rudy?
Lovely.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed?
Lovely. I didn't sleep well.
A late night for most of us morning
I didn't
cats.
sleep well. I woke up at like 2:45 and just stayed up.
Yeah.
If you get up at where our show is, if you get up at 2:45, there's no like, I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple more hours. There's none of that. You just like, all right, I'm gonna get up, and my wife's looking at me like, what's wrong with you?
I continue to say that being a morning host, it has trained me to be a cat burglar.
Oh yeah, I'm a ninja.
I'm
a ninja.
Move about my house.
I'm a ninja, and my wife is a wrecking ball.
Exactly. My wife gets up, the TV is on as loud as it can be so she can hear it from the bathroom as she gets ready. Dude. I can creep out of the house. Like you never knew I was here.
Don't let it. If I have to play golf and I have to get up before the whole house, I put my outfit in the game room.
Oh, that's me every night.
I put my outfit in the game room because like getting up for work and I wake her up, that's one thing. If I wake her up on my way to play golf, it is going to be like I already suck, right? The last thing I need is 10 texts talking about how I woke her up and we had stuff to do and you decided to play anyway. Have fun. What?
We got a bunch of young hubbies that are like, what?
Yeah, I'm trying to teach.
We're trying to
teach this young fella to the left of
me. We have cut the path, man. We've done the recon work. Trust us. All right. Well, it was a fun game, man.
Hey, shout out to Bezos.
He got one.
Bezos. All you got to do is put the Cowboys on every Thursday.
I wonder what the ratings were. I bet it's the single largest streaming event of all time.
It's the biggest on Amazon.
Oh, Bezos Amazon, and Amazon Prime for sure. I mean, my goodness, it carried to the last second. And we're certainly going to hear from the coach, and we're going to hear from the players. We're going to hear from all involved. And what was, for Cowboy lovers, was it the turning point? Was this it, the peg that you had to put in the board to say, we can do it? Dak Prescott put himself front and center on the MVP vote. Everybody sit down and shut up. Here come the Cowboys. Or was it, well, of course you beat the Seahawks. They're headed south. They only had a 46% chance of getting into the playoffs with a win. But
my theme today is going to be, look, when Philly does it, everybody says they find a way. Let's keep that same energy.
Yes.
Let's keep that same energy. Philly went to the overtime with the Commanders. They find a way. They find a way. Why can't we keep that same energy with the Cowboys? The Cowboys found a way. And it was their first time all season long trailing at home. And they needed an adversity win. You can't get to ask Minnesota. You can't get all the way to the playoffs with no adversity. You have to have some adversity, whether it comes from a great opponent or whether it comes from a lesser opponent. But let's keep the same energy we have for Philly. We all know Philly's skating on thin ice, and we just say, hey, man, they just find a way. And look at Jalen Hurts. He doesn't smile when he scores. He doesn't smile when they're losing. Let's keep the same energy. Let's keep the same energy. They found a way.
Rudolph, you're right. What's the new narrative? There's going to be, you beat a team over 500, but it was at home, and they were on the decline. And you actually allowed them to score a bunch of points when it had been 7 quarters before they'd even scored an offensive touchdown. And you let them go get 30. So there's going to be that narrative. Or there's going to be the Dak lover that said, not only did Dak pull out a win from what should have been a loss from a terrible defensive outing.
We know Dak doesn't pull out.
We got to get a snare drum. Edwin, we're going to have to find a thump. We're going to have to find one to signify the greatness of what just happened.
I could go right to his lady's Instagram post and show you that Dak pulls nothing out.
That was gold. That let me tell you that was one you pointed toward the left field and sent it, man. That was Dak does not pull out.
Not wins, not kids.
All things. He's a great leader. All right. So in the old,
it won't matter if they lose to Philly.
In the old management axiom, there are two positives for a negative.
Okay.
In the old coaching acumen, you give them two goods and then we talk about the bad.
Fair.
DaRon Bland did not put his contacts in yesterday.
Don't do this.
Holy cow.
Don't do this.
You want to talk about a professional victim. They decided that this cat is the slow-moving wildebeest and went at him all night long to record-setting numbers. DK, wow, is still open.
Yeah, and you didn't want to start him yesterday because I was like, hey, man, what about DK? You were like, Rudy, I have him on my fantasy team. He's nothing.
38 fantasy points from my man
That's
DK.
why I don't like fantasy. You're sitting there like, well, if the Cowboys lose, at least I won my fantasy game. That's why I hate fantasy football. If it was not for the Stations League, I would not play. It's so tiring. It's so frustrating sitting there like, well, good job. Like you did a low-key fist pump.
Oh, I did.
You did some low-key fist pumping for DK Metcalf. That is so un-American.
It really is. But for Cowboy fan, for most of my life, that's all I've had to hang on to. And last night as Cowboy fan, we did it. I'm speaking as Cowboy fan, not talk radio host. Oh my God, we actually won a close one.
I'm gonna need you to calm down over there, Killer.
So I'm
gonna be Chris Canty today. I'll be Chris Canty a little bit, and then I'll be, give Cowboys some credit. I'm gonna just be on the fence, and you never trust a man that don't pick a side.
So as we were all trapped on the Amazon Prime app.
Why you say trapped?
Because to leave the Prime app and then pull out like Dak can't and move over to Fubo, Hulu, YouTube to then pull up the Spurs game was, by the time you did it, you lost 8 plays on offense and you missed a whole quarter of defense. So you couldn't do both. But for those of you that chose, for whatever reason,
well, I know if you,
to watch the Spurs.
Good game.
Good game.
I like those. But I'm fine with those type of losses. Like those type of losses said, well, not 140 points, but I hate to see him giving up ABA type numbers, but it was refreshing not to get beat by 30.
And that's
You're right, Ryan.
And that's where we sit. It was refreshing not to get beat by 30. And watch. I mean, some nights some guys go off, and I don't care how good you are, you ain't gonna stop them.
Yeah, when you're making floaters over Wemby,
and Trey was just lighting them up. Brr. I mean, so what are you gonna do?
When will they win again? That's gonna be the question of the Spurs today. They have New Orleans tonight. Then they go to Houston Monday. Then a back-to-back with the Lakers here.
I like Houston. I like the win in Houston. It's gonna be a roadie.
Well, I asked you to pick. At least you picked. I don't know when they win.
I thought last night when I saw the score, honestly, that Wemby hadn't played.
And you thought they were playing that well without Wemby?
I did.
Damn, what were you drinking last night? A little bit before.
Well, I didn't know Sohan was capable of doing what he did.
Yeah, he had a nice little Larry Bird, nice little 33.
Maybe there's something there. We'll talk about it. Todd Archer's going to join us to talk about them Cowboys. And of course, it's Friday. And RJ Ochoa is cleared time out of what has become a very busy schedule.
Yeah, see.
To join us at 9:30.
After every Cowboy game, RJ gets on Instagram, TikTok, all the socials, and he does his video. And last night, he was like, you get to kill this narrative that they can't beat a team over 500. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. I'm pick a fight with RJ today. I feel like because a little behind the curtain. So y'all seen the video. If you haven't, go to our Instagram. When we were at Oxnard and Rob went to get steaks and started throwing steaks over the balcony, myself and Joe versus Jason and RJ. And it was about Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, if I called you, I'm San Diego, and I call you and I say, hey, Jerry, I will send you Justin Herbert. You send me Dak Prescott straight up. RJ and Jason, Rudy, you sound stupid. No way. Hell no. Joe and I were like, y'all are crazy. Well, smart ass RJ keeps receipts, sends me that video and says, do you feel the same? And in true testosterone filled man way, I said, no. I still feel that. I still feel that way. I was like, you know what my answer was? I was like, there's upside. I was like, it took Dak a while to get here. I was like, it took Dak a while to get here. Let's give Justin the same amount of time.
Mama see.
But see, that's testosterone.
You're moonwalking. That's moonwalking.
That's
You're dancing backwards.
Yeah, I'm there. But yeah, of course, RJ found a video from July and sent it to me.
And it does really beg a question about Kellen Moore.
Are we ready to throw Kellen under the bus? Really?
I'm just saying. Look at what Dak is now, and look at what Dak was. He looks like a man in full right now.
Well, I know Mike initiating Kellen getting out looks like he was justified.
Dak is
having an MVP season.
It really does. It really does appear that the freedom allowed from McCarthy's offense has taken hold, and we'll talk about that for sure. It's a phenomenal sporting day because we get to talk Cowboys. We have the Spurs close, and it's championship weekend. And of course, all them games you can catch with us either on our brother station, I guess. I'm not going to denigrate
whatever.
KZDC on AM or
get
on
your
FM
pronouns
side.
Right.
They, all of us, we's, y'all, all y'all.
Yeah, it's not him or her, Rob. There's just restrooms.
Or toilets in Europe.
Yeah, there's just restrooms with a man and a woman on it, and
I'm all for it, of course.
Yeah, we go to the one that's
you want to go
unlocked.
sit on those lids? Come on in.
Yeah.
You want to go sit on those?
I mean, porta potties have always been unisex.
Yeah, so what? I don't care.
Why not chachos?
But the problem is you start clogging up the men's room. You start slowing things down.
Oh, women line be long.
Yeah, so
you're
welcome in there.
They got to take pictures. They got to dance.
And see, they're going to find out that in truth, our bathrooms are cleaner. In truth.
Oh, as a man that owns a commercial cleaning company, let me say this. Women are filthy.
Yes.
Filthy. Women's restrooms.
Yes.
Women's restrooms are disgusting. And
I
can say that. I've had a commercial cleaning company for 7 years, and women's restrooms are it's like just they're bad places. They're bad places.
I don't know what's going on in there.
Yeah, I don't know what y'all be doing, but y'all are some filthy animals.
See, we go in. My intention is not to touch a thing.
That is my intention
I'll
as well.
kick the door open. If I can, the zipper is all that I'm going to touch. When I leave, I'm going to touch water. I prefer to use the air thing, although I hear that's the worst thing to use.
It is the worst. It is
because it's just blowing virus in your face.
That's all it is. It's blowing.
But I
blowing
prefer that than touching anything else. So we're cleaner than most. Although it's a shaking fire hose most of the time in there. Stuff everywhere. Jesus. Don't go in there barefooted.
No,
I don't know how we got there.
Yeah. Him, they.
Todd Archer will be here too. I don't know why we buried the lead.
What's the lead?
But Todd Archer. Todd Archer was in the room last night, and of course, he asked many of the questions that we're going to have answered from Mike McCarthy.
I think the lead is Philly San Fran because it matters for Dallas.
It matters of all the games this weekend.
Yeah,
because tonight I think is the best one of all the games, even Sunday. Washington, Oregon tonight.
Nice.
You got the SEC. You got Bama, Georgia. Michigan, Iowa, kind of. There might be 9 points.
I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that. And Louisville, Florida State, I might watch it because if Florida State loses,
it's chaos.
But I'm not watching Michigan, Iowa.
And OSU, Texas. First of all, it's just going to be way too much orange on my screen. My eyeballs can't stand it. This is too much orange. But I don't expect much.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday we got Philly, San Francisco, which could feels good.
If I'm Sirianni and I'm calling my GM and I'm calling my owner and I'm saying, can you call up Goodell and his schedule makers? How do y'all give me San Fran on 10 days rest and then you give me Dallas on 10 days rest?
To be the man.
In all seriousness, the schedule makers screwed Philly these next 2 weeks. Like, that is unfair.
Well, the Cowboys played 3 games in 12 days.
Oh, here we go. Here he goes.
They did.
And
the Cowboys just played 3 games in 12 days.
If you look on YouTube, just look what Rob's wearing. It's half zip victory Friday. Of course you're going to say that. But 3 games in 12 days is unfair too.
I will say, and in their defense, we'll talk about it. This defense looked gassed in the fourth quarter. You could tell that the miles
McCarthy said as much.
So here we go. Let's talk about it, guys. And the way you get involved is easy. If you're on a device, make sure you are subscribed to our channel. And make sure you like us on a daily basis because we need that positive reinforcement. Give us the gold star right in the middle of our eye. Boom, there you go. Good day. And then stay with us. You can reach out and talk to us, 656-3776, either by keyboard or by voice. So let's do this the correct way. And coming back, we're looking at the Cowboys. You got something to say, sound off. And, well, there's a penalty. We better go to break. It's R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio is one of my homes away from home.
It's the Jim Rome Show.
It is great to be home. And I said home.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Visit Boot Barn this week to save on quality holiday gifts. We're offering holiday specials this week only, where you can get up to $40 off Western boots for men and women and 25% off select men's outerwear, Western shirts, and work pants. We're also offering savings on a large assortment of men's jeans, including buy one, get one free deals. Visit us this week to save on top quality holiday gifts. Boot Barn, unwrap the West.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online, mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Make holiday magic this year with something beautiful and timeless from Diamonds Direct. A stunning eternity band, a pair of classic diamond stud earrings, something new and eye-catching from a world-class designer, or maybe you're looking for that perfect engagement ring or a fabulous timepiece. At Diamonds Direct, we have the perfect gifts for the season, starting at around $300. Come and let our experts help you pick out that headliner gift. Or for some fabulous ideas, see the online seasonal gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. You can even chat now with a virtual assistant for the ultimate convenience. Whether you connect online or in person, you're guaranteed to get the extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and white glove service Diamonds Direct is known for. And to help make your purchase even more affordable, we've got special financing so you can spread out your payments. Get directions, details, special showroom hours, and our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Looking to switch your phone service? Check out Boost Infinite Wireless. Its new technology switches between its own network and the other top 2 networks to find the best quality calls and data for you anywhere, anytime. And you can get a low-priced, unlimited wireless plan that gives you a new iPhone every year. So switch today. Call 855-55-BOOST. That's 1-855-55-BOOST. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com. Or go to amazon.com and search for Boost iPhone 15. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable, fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word, but let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring because of its irresistible scent and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring today.
You promised.
I took the garbage out.
No, I'm talking about all the work we need to get done around here.
I know. We need a new roof and we need replacement windows.
How about a new bathroom and some overdue remodeling?
And how are we supposed to pay for all that?
My sister said she called Remodeling Loans and they were able to find her certified contractors.
That's great. How'd she get the money to pay for all that?
Remodeling Loans offered 0 interest for 60 months. They even have payment plans with 0 down and 0 deposit.
Looks like we're getting a home makeover.
Great. Now, if I only knew someone to call for a husband makeover.
Really?
Remodeling Loans is the #1 leader in home improvement financing. Call 800-921-1403 today for a no credit check, no risk approval. Get approved today and we'll match you with the best contractors in your area. And remember, no deposit financing is now available. Call 800-921-1403. 800-921-1403.
Did the potato peels break the disposal again? Shower cold all of a sudden? Family in town and the toilet's clogged up? When things go wrong, call Woods to make it right. You'll receive the royal treatment. Celebrating 67 years in business, ask about our $67 drain cleaning special. Woods Comfort Systems for all your air conditioning, heating, and plumbing needs. License number 16934C, RMP 15462.
Hey folks, Steve Brent's here at beautiful Winans Creek Ranch in Bandera, inviting you to our holiday land sale event going on right now. It's the best time of the year to get an incredible deal on a gorgeous 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site here at Winans Creek. Take advantage of deep discounts and terrific bank and special below market seller financing. Plus, ask us about our closing cost bonus offers, saving you even more during our sale. Winans Creek features secluded private settings, spectacular 30-mile views, a gorgeous creekfront park, as well as paved roads, high-speed internet, electric, and more. Plus, Winans qualifies for low ag exempt taxes. The rush of the holidays will be here soon, but there's still time to get a great deal on your 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site you've always dreamed of. So come out and see me today at Winans Creek Ranch, and we'll help put together an incredible deal that will make your holidays bright. Give us a call at 866-952-6323 or go to WinansCreekRanch.com.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Belt high snap. Prescott with plenty of time. Locks it in zone. Jake Ferguson. Covered by Jamal Adams, but it doesn't matter. Fergie into the end zone, and Dallas takes the lead in the fourth.
Dallas Cowboys take the win, as that was the Dallas Cowboys radio network. Dak Prescott threw for $299 and 3 TDs as the Cowboys take it home. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. This is R&R in the morning.
That didn't sound like Sham last night.
No, it
when I was
wasn't.
in my
That
car.
was the
Okay.
ESPN national call.
Okay, I was like, that didn't sound like Sham last night.
Or the Westwood One call.
I ran to the store and I was like, this ain't Sham.
No, that was the Westwood One call that you would have heard on ours. The other station. KCDC.
Oh, got you.
Because we got them surrounded, the Cowboys.
Yes. One-stop shop.
When you woke up this morning and you thought about the game, what's the first thing that came to your mind? What's the takeaway, the memory that you're going to bring?
It was good for the thing that I took from last night. Now, I woke up thinking, was like, okay, this is the type of win that Dak needed, in the sense that, okay, most of the time when Dak wins, it feels like everything goes right. The defense is playing out of its mind. Special teams is doing something. Everything's going their way. Last night, the defense didn't have it. They don't give up 35 points at home. They just don't. And Dak found a way to put up 41. They literally hit their average coming into last night at home was 41, and they hit it on the dot. So no turnovers, late drive. You know what I mean? So no fumbles, clean football as well, other than the penalty. So the thing I took away when I woke up thinking, like, wow, that was a good win for Dak Prescott.
It was the best win. The last win that I looked at that really, really felt good, I think might have been the Steeler game in year 2. I mean, this was, he threw it to Zeke. Zeke takes it to the house.
Oh,
for about 80 yards.
The sound down the sideline.
Coming from behind, adversity, big throws, things that mattered.
They were the last team to beat Tom Brady.
That's true. I mean, there's others, but this one really felt like man-met moment. I mean, there'd been all the pre-game hype about possible MVP ballot worthiness, and he stepped up and he overcame a bad defense. You put it perfectly. That what I will remember is that was the game, at least in 2023, that Dak put himself in a situation where he can justify and combat all the criticism.
Yeah, definitely fair. Again, he's been on an MVP tear. Just look at the numbers. I don't know where the Jalen Hurts thing is coming in. His numbers are nowhere near Dak's. Now he does, Dak has 2 more losses, but if you just look at the numbers in the play right now, you got to have Dak in there. And again, I know we talked with KJ Wright, former Seahawk linebacker and Super Bowl champ, and he picked Myles Garrett. And I said, well, okay, we're going on the defensive side. You got to go Bland. But if you're just sticking to what, the credit report is, it's normally a quarterback award. And right now you got to say it's Dak, especially after last night.
The talk of the offense is extraordinary, especially under Mike McCarthy. What'd you think of his play calling last night?
Or are we talking about throwing the ball on third down?
There's good and bad. There was some what the hell was that kind of calls, and then there was some brilliance kind of sprinkled in. It was a little bit of both.
You asked McCarthy on Tuesday, or do you feel like you found your rhythm? And he was like, you know what, there is something to that. And yes, I have. And it's clear he has. Again, he hadn't called plays in a long time. And you could tell in the first few weeks of the season that he was trying to find his rhythm. It's kind of like when you got the aux cord and you're having to get together and you just keep picking the wrong song and you check the vibe of the room is wrong. And then you have those times when you're having to get together and everybody is partying for an hour straight because you're just picking the right song. Mike McCarthy over the past 4 or 5 weeks, he just keeps picking the right song and keeping the party rolling and keeping the energy right. It seems like everything he dials up, they're on point, and Dak's throwing the ball with a lot more confidence as well.
The penalties were a hindrance on both sides last night.
Was it? Well, okay. These are the 2 worst penalized teams in the league, okay? And this was one crew last night that throws the least amount of flags. So who wins out? Are they going to not throw any flags, or Seattle and Dallas going to keep doing what they've done all season long? I know 19 penalties is a lot, and it felt like the game lasted forever because of it. But if you look at the numbers, this is what both teams do. So I don't know if I can blame the referees when these teams were getting penalties before this week.
I didn't know they were the least officious crew in the NFL. I didn't realize that.
They're at the bottom. But they don't really throw flags. So last night, I guess they were like, I'm sure they were talking to each other like, damn.
These guys both.
This is the most I've thrown. I bet you last night was the most flags they've thrown in the last 4 games.
The fact that I know Cleet Blakeman's name, which is the greatest name in reffing ever, Blake Cleetman or Cleet Blakeman. This is McCarthy talking about the reffing last night.
Definitely not a bright spot of the performance, but yeah, it's, I think, you got to keep working at it. And, the emotional discipline and the detail of it is something we need to be better at, and you just got to keep coaching it and demanding it. And it's from all of us. So, I mean, it's a continuous, message that you're really always going through, even when you're not going through the numbers that we have right now. Nobody likes it, and so we'll just continue to work on it.
Look, this is one of those things where it's like, can I blame the refs when just 2 years ago in a playoff game at home, you had 13 penalties against San Fran? So this is a reoccurring theme for Mike McCarthy under the Dallas Cowboys. They struggle with penalties. Now, the one thing that I'll give them, can anybody tell me the last time you've seen someone not lined up in the neutral zone? They line up in the neutral zone every snap.
It's left eye, right eye.
Yeah, they pick and choose when. But the thing is with the Cowboys, like, how do y'all jump off sides so much? And how do y'all line up in the neutral zone so much? How does that happen?
Why do refs call traveling some days and not others? Man, it's left eye, right eye stuff. But the offside stuff, I mean, the actual jumping. I didn't play enough to see. I don't know.
That tells me that this week they felt like what they've seen on film, that they had his snap, they had his cadence down, and they felt like, okay. And credits to Geno, who had a really good game. He kind of changed it up on him and drew him off sides a couple of times. They came into that game last night feeling like they had his snap count down, and clearly they did.
It worked. MVP of the game for the Cowboys, other than Dak. I'm sorry.
Ooh, other than Dak, only because, and this is going to sound messed up, okay, because CeeDee's the first Cowboy receiver to have 6 games with 100 yards since Terrell Owens. So it would be easy to go CeeDee, but I'm going to go with Brandon Cooks.
Why?
Because he's the X factor. Because we all know CeeDee's going to get his. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to take anything away from Ferg either. We felt like at some point him and Ferg were going to get on the same page. If Brandon Cooks is going to be able to score touchdowns on this team, they're going to be really, really tough to beat. So I'm going to go with Brandon Cooks.
He did play
some timely
that role
first
finally.
downs. He's got, 5 touchdowns in the last 3 or 4 games? He's been playing his butt off.
We haven't had to say it, but the Cowboys won despite DaRon Bland, not because of DaRon Bland yesterday. Was he victimized? Is the tape going to follow? Let's look at some of the problems that the Cowboys are going to have to take these 10 days to fix, and it starts on the defensive side of the ball. Way too many yards and way too many points for what has been an offensively challenged football team. Not that they don't have talent. We'll look at exactly what they did. Have they moonwalked a bit over these last 12 days? We're talking Cowboy defense. Play a role. Jump in the pool. It's 656-3776, or you can reach out on the socials. We'll be right back talking Dallas Cowboys right here. It's R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys did exactly what everybody thought they would do. They took care of the Seattle Seahawks. Now we can look forward to Philadelphia and the month of December, Jason.
The December to remember next week, Cowboys, Eagles, and we've got a pair of tickets we're giving away at 5 o'clock today. The Blitz live out at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. We get going at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing to keep the Grinch away from the toy drive.
Who's going to deliver the toys to the kids?
What about me, the Grinch?
No.
Yep, even easier than that.
You steal the presents one time.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Capital One NA, member FDIC. Copyright Dr. Seuss Enterprises. Copyright Turner Entertainment Company.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Will they find a home? Sponsored by Geico. Susan has always wanted to live in a chateau. I like a certain je ne sais quoi. While Jake is more into the Cape Cod style home.
It's a classic look.
Compromise is tough, but these two won't have to compromise when they bundle home and car insurance with Geico. It's easy, and they could save even more. In the end, Susan and Jake found a Cape Cod style home where they will only speak French.
Bonjour, je t'aime, merci beaucoup, and cordon bleu.
You'll get better with time. Bundling without compromise at geico.com.
Jason Minix here for Underdog Fantasy. The website, underdogfantasy.com, or download their easy-to-use mobile app. And with the NBA season here, no better, easier, funner way to get in on the action than with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players and select whether you think they will be higher or lower than their predicted stats. And you can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It is a fantasy game, but you can win real cash money, and it is legal in Texas. And certainly a ton of fun to play. Go to underdogfantasy.com or download their app. Sign up, use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick live in their Pick'em lobby. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Temperatures are low, but demand is high. You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
We're in the studio right now with Jose from the Gomez Law Firm. Online client reviews and testimonials are incredibly important. Joe Gomez Law is the leader when it comes to 5-star reviews.
We encourage people to go online and look at our reviews. There's a lot of attorneys that might not want you to do that, but we encourage you to do that because we want to make sure that you feel comfortable choosing the right attorney. And we assure you, you go to Google and look up our reviews, you're going to be satisfied. I mean, we have almost 1,000 reviews and we're very highly rated.
If anyone from San Antonio or even anyone from Texas is looking for a trusted attorney, the Gomez Law Firm is for you.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
Crowd getting into it. White House waving across AT&T Stadium. Thursday night here in Arlington. 3rd down and 7 from the 28. 2 receivers to both sides for Smith. Blitz comes. Throw right side. DaRon Bland with another interception. No way for the NFC Defensive Player of the Month. Number 8 on the campaign.
That was the play of the night for DaRon Bland. The rest of the evening, what's so good? Courtesy of Westwood One Radio Network. Last night as the Dallas Cowboys eke one out. They win, but it wasn't because of the defense. Specifically, one cornerback who was named the Defensive Player of the Month and did get one. But my goodness, what a night. He was the professional victim for the Seattle Seahawks last night.
Yeah, weeks 1 through 12, DK Metcalf had 3 touchdowns, and then last night he had another 3. So he had 6 TDs, and 3 of them came on the Cowboys. The Cowboys historically have struggled against those big wide receivers. Ask Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones, whoever you want to go to. Look, the only way you have as many interceptions as DaRon Bland has in his first 2 seasons is people don't believe you. Whatever people see on tape, they still say, we still rather go at you than Diggs. We still rather go at you than Gilmore, which was the case last night. Seattle saw something on film as far as Geno, Pete Carroll, and their offensive coordinator, and they walked right up to DaRon Bland before the game, looked him dead in his face and said, we don't believe you. And it showed. I don't care if wherever he went, that's where the ball went, whether it was in Jigba, whether it was Lockett, whether it was DK Metcalf, whoever Bland was on, that's where they went with the ball, which tells me, which is why Stephen Gilmore still has a 90-something rating, I guess, with Pro Football Focus coming into this season. I'm not sure what it is now, but yeah, he got baptized last night. If you play DB in this league long enough, with the rules set up the way they're set up, yeah, you're gonna have one of those nights. But credit to him, as all really good DBs have. He had amnesia and he got himself an interception. But yes, DaRon Bland had a really rough night last night.
It's good. Adversity is a good thing. It's you have to have it. You're going to have it. So you can't avoid it. It's the National Football League. So, this will be a great experience for him. So, and he's wired the right way. He didn't change. He played all the way to the last whistle there. So this will be a good experience for him.
Should have had 2 interceptions. Glad he didn't pick off the last one because of where the field position was, but should have had 2 picks last night. But yeah, he had a rough night.
That showed me that interception, Rudy, or lack thereof. That just showed me he was a little short. I don't know what it was. We could apply the headlines and the press, and then there's 3 games in 12 days that he just wasn't 100% there. I don't know what it was, but to the Seattle Seahawks defense or credit, they saw it on film and they stuck with it, and it worked.
I blame the Aggie for the first one.
Yeah, the Donovan missed it, man. You got to read that. You got to get back.
Let Geno look you off?
Yeah.
Like Geno can't look like I got DK Metcalf and DaRon Bland. It's like picking your poison, or I'm going to worry about Gilmore and Lockett. I'm going to worry about DK and Bland. Like Geno, if Aaron Rodgers looks you off, I get it.
Right.
You know what I mean? If Burrow, there's a few quarterbacks that I'll be like, hey, I get it. He got looked off. Geno Smith shouldn't look you off. I blame that one on him. But Bland had a rough night. Welcome to the league. Look, keep in mind, Diggs' first year when he had those 12 picks, remember what the narrative was. He had 11 or 12 picks, but he gave up over 1,000 yards receiving. So it wasn't like Diggs, who got $98 million, didn't have his moments where he's got toasted too. This isn't Deion and Darryl Green anymore. Those guys don't exist anymore. Like with these new rules, you're going to have those type of nights, and last night was Bland. And he's only a 2-year pro.
Well, you get the sense that this isn't going to be the end of this. That they're going to continue coming at him.
On him. That's why he has so many interceptions.
Well, do you permanently assign safety help to him now? Because he's going to be the professional victim. They're going to pick this scab until they turn it into a scar or it keeps bleeding. This is not going to go away.
Well, the only good thing about it is, you get A.J. Brown next week.
Yeah.
Then after that, you get, Diggs.
So
after that, you get.
I'm not saying
I don't know.
Protect him like we were thinking you had to protect Smith on the edge like a little chip help for a guy. But it does feel like on that defense, it is wherever Bland is. At least that's my sense today.
Oh, okay. You could try him. But, he has sticky hands. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to pick your poison and you want to say, okay, we're going to mess with him because of what we've seen on film, cool. But he's going to take one the other way.
Cowboys win. We want to hear from you. 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Takeaway, you happy? Or is it, hey, you got to prove it yet again? Let's go to the phones. Jim, welcome on, man.
Hey, guys. I called in a couple weeks ago when Rudy was doing his hot fish oil take, and I was pretty critical of the Cowboys. But I got to give credit where credit's due. They needed a game like last night against a plus 500 team in a close game and come up on top, and they did. And they really could have easily let that game get away from them when Seattle came out in the third quarter and scored again. But I don't always agree with everything Mike McCarthy does, but I was impressed because they didn't lose their composure. They stuck to the game plan. He didn't just start going pass. He mixed in runs with Pollard and with Dak, and I really applaud them for sticking to the game plan and just grinding it out. And the good thing about last night is it gets rid of 2 national narratives, that they can't beat a team that's over 500 or winning close games. So I think that was a big game for them last night. But the penalties going forward, their next challenge obviously is Philly. If they can get around that narrative and beat them, then I think they'll go into a good headspace going into the playoffs, but they got to cut down those penalties. It's going to be tough to get by Philly or San Francisco with that many penalties.
Jim thinks it's a pivotal game. Thanks for the call. What do you think? 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Turning point, Rudy, was this it? Did it put away the narrative?
I will say this. I'm going to stay in the vacuum. Really good, tough adversity win. You got down early. Things didn't look good, and you found a way to win because a lot of times they lose that game. Am I willing to just totally delete the narrative? We'll see over the next few weeks. I'm not going to delete the narrative yet because, again, and we got to stay in the moment, and we can enjoy this victory for 24 hours as they do. But if you really fast forward to next Sunday afternoon, if you come away with a Philly loss, you're not thinking about this win. If Philly comes into Dallas and beats you, this Seattle win, you're not going to feel good about it. So let's just feel good about it for right now. Keep it in the vacuum. But I'm not willing to delete the narrative just yet. Again, Philly and San Fran is where the road to Vegas leads to. So you gotta do it against them because again, you got the team that knocked you out the last 2 years in San Fran, and then you got the team that went to the Super Bowl. Those are the two teams those are the two teams you need to beat. And again, this is a great win that normally they lose. They know, hell, 3 weeks ago they lose this game.
I think so. I think that's the takeaway.
Let's just enjoy it and give them the same energy we give Philly. They found a way.
We give the OC a lot of credit. The offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys is
Shoddy?
the play caller.
Oh, the play caller. Okay. There's two different things.
That's true. If you're gonna call it, you got to install it. And he initiated it. And we got to give him credit. There were a couple of questionable play calls, but a couple genius ones on top of that. His offense lived up to billing, did exactly what was required. The defensive play, now let's think about when big games occurred. When I think San Francisco, they did their job against San Francisco. The defense came to play.
Playoffs?
In the playoffs, they came to play.
Not a few weeks ago.
Not a few weeks ago, they didn't. Philadelphia?
Well,
what I'm trying to get at is maybe the narrative on the inability to win a big game has not been Dak's issue. It's been the defense because last night they didn't show. They were not there. You can put tired on there as an excuse or a reason. You can put good tape, bad tape on DaRon Bland that we didn't want to think about or take into account considering how many interceptions there were. But the fact remains, this defense gave up 30 points at home to a team that hadn't scored a touchdown in 7 quarters.
Well, it was. You're right, though. 3 games in 12 nights.
Oh, they're tired. Yeah, I mean, they could see it during the week. I mean, it took them a while to get back. So they'll be off for the weekend. We'll get back together Monday, and we'll do some things Monday morning, and then we'll go into a normal 7-day week.
Look, the one thing that I'll say about this defense is this. Shaq used to say this, like, look, Shaq would miss free throws the entire game. And then with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, he'd find a way to make them when it matters. Yeah, make them when they matters. And that's what this Dallas defense did last night. The 4th and 1, they come up with a TFL. They come up with a tackle for loss. And then on the last play of the game, they got another 4th down stop. And then on the last play of the game, Micah gets through and causes an incompletion. So they were bad last night. They did not play good defense. If you're talking about the penalties, talk about DaRon Bland, wherever you want to talk about. Geno Smith going up and down the field on him. Geno Smith comes into a game and doesn't have to punt. Your defense played bad, but they got stops when they mattered.
You talk about what Micah said, the transition of him, chasing sacks to chasing impact. Last night
was impact.
This is the first quarterback this season not to take a sack against the Cowboys. That's first quarterback that did not get sacked by the Cowboys.
Wow. That's a hell of a stat.
They kept the pass rush in check most of the game, but the Cowboys had the pressure. And it looked like Micah had been shot out of a cannon off that left side on the last play of the game. I don't know what were they thinking?
No, how do you not block Micah Parsons on the most important play of the game? Now, speaking of Micah, there's only 2 other players that have had 11 sacks in their first 3 seasons.
Oh, let me see if I can figure this. Are they men of note?
In their first 3 seasons, all 3 seasons, they had at least 11 sacks.
Derek Thomas, is he one of them?
No.
Reggie White?
Reggie's one. I don't think you're going to get the second.
And not Strahan?
No.
Carl Eller? I don't know.
Spin move.
Fred.
The last name is F-R-E.
I see him. I can't remember the name.
Freeney.
Dwight Freeney. There it is. Yeah. Hall of Famer, potentially. He's on the list.
Yeah, so only 3 players in their first 3 seasons, at least 11 sacks. Micah, Reggie White, Dwight Freeney. That's good company.
It is. And man, oh man, players play when it matters, and he made the play. Yep. 656-3776, 656-ESPN is the numbers to dial. Get it off your chest. Celebrate, Cowboy fan. You're down to about 12 hours to beat your chest. Michael dialed the numbers. Welcome on, man.
How's it going, guys?
What's up, man?
Love the show. Just calling and talking about the boys. Yeah, they had a good showing, and like always, they're probably not going to get the credit for the win, but the only thing that I had as a takeaway was the defense showed poorly, and the dang penalties is like a Ghost of Christmas Past.
You know what? I'll tell you what, Michael. When you listen, we're going to play it in the next hour. When we play, McCarthy doesn't care. The Cowboys don't care about the penalties. We have to come to the conclusion that they don't give a crap with all those penalties until it matters. But right now, they don't give a damn. McCarthy looks at you and said, "Man, I know the penalties. I wouldn't score 35 last night. You got a problem?"
Yo, I'll solve it.
You know, seriously, I just hung 35 on a good defense.
31.
I mean, what I'm saying is, I just put points on a very good defense, and you're going to come at me with penalties? No. Yes, absolutely. But he doesn't care. No. He literally does not care. There's so much more under the Cowboys umbrella to cover, and we'll do it all in the next coming hours. But we owe you some Spurs talk. The silver and black were spectacular. 7 o'clock. We do it every day. We're talking silver and black at 7. We'll look at what happened and what was the closest game in a month. And then Todd Archer will be here post-haste. But when we come back looking tonight, we got a great college football game. It's R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Props to San Antonio. It feels great to be back home.
It's the Jim Rome Show.
94.1. Big ups. Thank you very much.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roof Hub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roof Hub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roof Hub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. If you have big dreams or big projects, we hope you'll consider Ewald Kubota. From small Kubota compact tractors to construction equipment, Kubota is a name you can trust. Or if you aren't committed to buying just yet, we have a full line of equipment you can rent by the day, week, or month. We can even deliver it to your work site. Ewald Kubota is committed to providing excellent customer service and satisfaction. So come by one of our 11 locations. We look forward to serving you. Or visit us on the web at ewaldkubota.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Draft the ultimate lunch lineup starting at $7.99. Choose from a combination of half sandwiches, soups, salads, and more. Only at Twin Peaks.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-326-7765 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-326-7765. That's 800-326-7765. What do you have to lose? Call 800-326-7765. Again, 800-326-7765.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. Of course, the Cowboys took care of business last night against the Seattle Seahawks. We're going to talk about that with John Machota. He'll join us at 5:15. We are live at the Roof Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Going to have a great time out there because we're giving away Cowboys-Eagles tickets at 5 o'clock. Hey, Rudy, Oregon's going to roll, pal. Get that six-pack ready. Woo!
Sounds good. Joe got here in January 2022. Since then, he's been right about Jake Ferguson, the Spurs not winning 40 games, and Minix being short. Other than that, he hasn't been right about anything. And he won't. Yeah, I mean, Jason Minix has a fridge full of Miller Lite.
Yes.
Like, I'm talking about full to the rim of Miller Lite from beer bets with Joe Reinagle, okay? Washington is going to be, I don't know if they're going to roll, but I got Washington beating Oregon.
I think Penix is the best quarterback coming out. I think he's better than Caleb. I think he's better than every one of them.
He's better than Spencer Rattler. He declared.
Did he really? I hadn't heard. I do. I think he's the best quarterback coming out. Now, the adjustment to a left-handed quarterback.
You think he's better than Caleb?
I do. I think that there's a drive to his ball that I can round into great form. I think when he's on, that guy was born to play in inclement weather, first of all. If I'm looking for a cold weather quarterback, it's Michael Penix.
Look, the last 6 weeks, Caleb, I've soured on Caleb, just his behavior.
There's something about it.
Like, I don't like, he doesn't behave like like the face of a franchise. I don't know, man. But I was high on the Bears going after Caleb and Marvin Harrison Jr., like getting them both. But I don't know about Caleb, man. I don't know about his makeup. I know he's super talented, but that's only half the battle. He's a
little something soft.
He's weird,
There's
man.
something
He's weird. He's a weird kid. Again, it's tough. I mean, hell, Kim Mulkey's going through it with Angel Reese. You give a kid $1 million, $2 million, they would come. Sometimes they may be. Look, I'm all for it. Don't get it twisted. I'm all for everybody getting their money. But if you don't think they're tougher to deal with after they have $2-3 million in the bank, I got oceanfront property for you in Idaho, and Caleb looks like it. Dude riding around the Ferrari or Porsche, he's a little bit much. I don't know, Chicago. Press the brakes on Caleb.
Wemby did something spectacular in the modern NBA.
What?
He played as a questionable start.
He's ridiculous.
Hey, he is ridiculous. Coming back, another ridiculous loss. Silver and Black at 7 coming your way. It's R&R on 94.1.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair, Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hey folks, Steve Brent's here at beautiful Winans Creek Ranch in Bandera, inviting you to our holiday land sale event going on right now. It's the best time of the year to get an incredible deal on a gorgeous 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site here at Winans Creek. Take advantage of deep discounts and terrific bank and special below market seller financing. Plus, ask us about our closing cost bonus offers, saving you even more during our sale. Winans Creek features secluded private settings, spectacular 30-mile views, a gorgeous creekfront park, as well as paved roads, high-speed internet, electric, and more. Plus, Winans qualifies for low ag exempt taxes. The rush of the holidays will be here soon, but there's still time to get a great deal on your 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site you've always dreamed of. So come out and see me today at Winans Creek Ranch, and we'll help put together an incredible deal that will make your holidays bright. Give us a call at 866-952-6323 or go to WinansCreekRanch.com.
El Guacamole Mexican Grill is serving up your favorite Mexican dish. Visit them today at 25020 Blanco or call 210-499-5364 to place your order. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
This is Chris Canepa with Connecticut and San Antonio in the Hill Country. Listen to this message I received.
First message.
Hi, Chris. This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Connecticut water softener, but getting all those Connecticut units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Connecticut wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Yes, Chris, thanks again for installing our Connecticut. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners. Thanks, Chris. By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656 Pure Connecticut.
From all of us at Connecticut, Merry Christmas.
Oh, and Chris, I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
Connecticut.
KTFM Floresville. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, your home for the Aggies. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Man, rushed by Parsons. He couldn't get it away. It was at the foot of DJ Dallas, and the Micah Parsons pressure forces an incomplete pass, and Dallas will hold on to win it at home.
The home streak continues. That's 14 in a row for the Cowboys, and Dak's MVP tear stays on the run. He threw for 29 for 41, 299 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up. Wake up, wake up. Wake me up. Don't wake me up. Wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the back with a left hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Friday edition. Don't mind them brake lights. We'll get you where you're going. He's Rudy. I'm Rob. Easy E punching those buttons. It is 7 o'clock. You know what we do. We talk Spurs. It's silver and black at 7. And Spurs come home last night after a couple of days break, get some rest, and fight valiantly. Score 136.
Did they fight valiantly if you gave up a $140?
Well, there was that. It was incremental growth night, right?
Well, they gave up 137. I'm sorry.
137 to 135 is the final. And anybody who saw the game, and there weren't many of you, I threw up a poll. Most people watching the Cowboys, and that I think is a direct response to the ongoing losing streak. And Rudy, you asked a couple of times, I don't know. When will these Spurs finally win a game? And did the Spurs actually win last night and go Rosie Perez on it? And sometimes when you lose, you win. And sometimes when you win, you lose. Obviously, it is not about wins and losses this year. It's about improvement. And we saw that at least, right? Right?
Yeah.
I'm trying here.
Well, Atlanta's not very good.
No, but Trey can be.
No, Trey's a problem. He's still here and there. Here and there. He's still not the guy that, went to the Eastern Conference Finals. That Trey has a return there. They broke that team up probably a little bit prematurely, brought in DeJounte Murray, but they haven't been that good to start this season. And again, the Spurs were up double digits late into the third quarter, yet found a way to come from behind. Again, it's just one of those things where teams kind of know and they kind of get a feel for them, and they kind of just keep them at bay. You know what I mean? Like, look, if we stay around 12 to 15, we'll come and get these youngsters. They don't understand how to close out games yet. And maybe that's something that they figure out as we go along into the season. Because when you really look at it, they probably should have at least 4 more wins if they knew how to finish games out. And that just comes with experience. That comes with time. That comes with, taking care of the basketball. So there's a lot that goes into these leads that they've been. They go to New Orleans tonight, Monday at Houston. Then next week, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Lakers, New Orleans. Then Milwaukee. I don't know when they win. Again, they only won one game in November. Only one game in November. And that was way back on November 2nd against the Phoenix Suns. And that's when we kind of all were like, okay, all right, there's something here. Here we go. My 40 wins look like I was like, hey, all right, maybe Rudy was on to something for once in his life.
Don't you wish?
And then 13 games later, it just, again, I understand growth. But the thing about it is, when the only team worse than you is the Detroit Pistons at 2-17.
Hey, they won one game in November.
I mean, Rob said it last week. It's hard. In a league where guys really don't give a damn until after Christmas or until after the All-Star break, it's hard. Young, old, players out. It's hard to lose 13 games in a row.
And yet, here we sit. Now let's focus on the positive last night.
Okay.
At least we got a taste of what the Sohan experience would be if it was an absolute success last night. At least we got a taste last night of what this pivot point that Pop sees Sohan playing can be, where there are dimes to be dropped and shots to be made, and finding the difference between the two is going to be the key. Sohan last night was, I'm not going to say brilliant, but was finally in the offense, not the starter, not part of. He was in it, and there's a big difference between being a part of it and in it. And there was a flow there. There was
33, 8, and 6. But he was a -4.
He was
That's so stupid.
Well, he was stuck on. He was guarding a dude that was on fire. Trey wasn't gonna miss last night. I mean, there's some nights dudes like that ain't gonna miss. And that little pull up over Wemby was a classic. And I want to talk about that specific play in a second. But as much as I have bitched about this, and as much as I hate it, and as much as I will continue to say long term, this isn't the answer. It's part of the answer, but Sochan isn't the answer alone at point guard. It never will be. No matter how good he gets, there will need to be reinforcements here. But given that, last night showed what Pop wants to see, at least for a game. At least for a game.
I agree, but I don't agree, because I don't think we live in a world where Pop wants Jeremy Sochan to lead them in scoring.
No, not that. But he took what was given to him. They were giving him shots. And, dude, you have to understand, some nights you're going to take
12
those
or
shots.
14.
Yes. And there's a reason.
3 from 3.
He is a reticent shooter. He only shoots when he is open, bro. I mean, he is not a covered one dribble pull up in your face jump shooter. That's not his game. He'll finish at the rim, but he ain't gonna pull up with somebody in his face. That's just not his gig. Right. And when they're giving you 14 shots and you're hitting 12 of them, that's being a magnet. That's drawing people and eyes to you as the point guard. And that's what Pop's chasing.
Well, it is, but the thing about it is, when you look at it as a whole, you had 21 turnovers again. I've never seen a team turn the ball over this, and Jeremy led them in turnovers with 5.
Oh, and 5 is unexcusable. But I will say on the other side of that, look at the number of buckets made. There was some positivity there. Granted, it was a volume buckets, but there was a lot of opportunity, and they took advantage of it. They still lost the basketball game. They still choked away a double-digit lead. There's still 1,000 things to work on. But last night, at least we saw at least a semblance of what Pop is chasing. Now, there was one play in particular where Tre Jones comes down, and he gives Wemby a ball fake, and Wemby hesitates, and then he goes for the block.
Right.
I want you to go back and look at the film. For a guy that's been around a bunch of tall teenagers over the last 20 years, he looked more like a 16-year-old playing defense. I'm talking about Wemby.
Yeah.
Than a man playing defense. When you watch him try to gather, you can tell this is still just a kid, man. He doesn't have the physical ability to put his feet down and bounce back at 7'4" yet.
Not yet.
But the way he moved was just further proof of how far and how much more is coming from Victor. I mean, there's still so much more available to you above and beyond what he's doing. And that move, in a year, that's going into the second row. That shot, he will send into the second row. You ain't going to be able to shoot over him like that.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, though, Rob, I still feel like if they ever start taking the stat they did with football with the batted balls, if they ever started taking altered shot stat, he'd be the all-time leader whenever they just started to take that, because he still had I don't know how many blocks he ended up with last night. He had a couple. 4 blocks. So he still had 4 blocks last night. So somebody's going to score on him eventually. You know, you'll throw one in the rafters and score. So I'm not too upset with that. And I like the fact that he's still leading them in rebounds. He had 12 of those last night. But when I look at Devin Vassell, I think Pop has found something there as far as convincing him that you are going to be better for us. Once I figure out the starting lineup, you can have the mono roll. Like, you're going to finish games, and you're going to come off the bench and be 4 for 10 from 3, ended up with 25 points, only had to play 27 minutes. I remember us asking Matthew Tynan about that, like, hey, is this a permanent thing, or is this him easing Devin Vassell back into the lineup coming off the injury? Matthew thought it was just them easing him back into the lineup. I'm starting to feel like there's something there with him coming off the bench, because if he doesn't, because let's say you switch him and Brandon, or you put Brandon back on the bench, there's really no Pop unless it's just one of those nights where somebody off the bench comes off and gets lucky. So I like the Devin Vassell in the mono role. I'm fine with that.
Look who plays with Devin. Devin plays with Tre.
True.
Devin plays with Tre.
True. So what are you saying?
Devin plays with a point guard.
So then you're saying that Tre should be the starter, which we all thought wouldn't be the case.
But I think it's not so much about Devin coming off the bench. It's the fact that Tre's coming off the bench, and Devin plays better with Tre. He just
Tre has 7 assists.
And most of them were to Devin. I mean, a lot of them were, because those two understand each other, and Pop has realized. I also believe that Chetty and McDermott play better together. And I think that he is finding out these duos that work better. And if you're going to bring and you're right, give him the Manu role, because he plays better with Tre. They just look better together. And Sochan And Wemby, if they can find that kind of rhythm, it will be possibly pretty damn devastating if they can just get away from the turnovers, if they can just manage to hold on to the ball on an offensive set more than 50% of the time.
Another adjustment I think that Pop, like, again, it sucks because they keep losing, but he's made a couple of adjustments that I like. I do like Devin Vassell coming off the bench. And as much as I like Dougie's shooting, I like Julian Champagny getting Doug McDermott's minutes. Doug was a DNP last night, coach's decision. But the thing about it is the defense is better, Rob, but he hit 5 threes. My thing is, if I'm gonna get a much better defender and you're gonna give me 5 threes, that's another subtle adjustment. I like Julian Champagny.
That's a couple games.
Yeah. I like Champagny getting McDermott's minutes. If he's gonna be the better defender, which I mean he could in his sleep, he's a better defender than McDermott. So 2 adjustments for Pop. We're trying to find positives. We're trying to find a way to get to glass half full. Vassell off the bench, Champagny getting McDermott's minutes. Now let's get Trey in there in the starting lineup and bring Branham off the bench. And then you go Trey Jones, Devin Vassell, and Branham and Champagny as your second unit. I like it.
I like the fact that somebody went 5 of 8 from 3. If Champagny can do that every night, my goodness, we're going to win some.
McDermott's going to keep getting DNPs.
Absolutely. And the athleticism he does provide. It's just a more athletic defense.
Right.
He might not be better man. Well, no, he's better man to man. McDermott's just is an anchor there.
He's 6'7".
I think that gives us further proof that McDermott will be a somebody else on February the 9th.
You did say that.
I just feel like if Champagny continues, and this is not, he hasn't been a consistent performer, but this is his second, third game of note where even Pop would call out and say, that guy actually had a pretty decent night.
If, again, you put Trey in the starting lineup, Rob, and then you use Devontae Graham as your backup point.
He
don't even play him.
No, he's not.
So why keep him? Why is he here? What is Devontae Graham's purpose in life on this team?
I think he's a practice killer. I think he and Skillish-Vili are here to beat the hell out of these starters.
Well, that's silly.
I can't figure out why you get a guy like him who offers a unique skill set that, quite frankly, you don't have anybody else.
Only reason I'm saying this is because it's 13 in a row.
Yeah, I mean,
what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for to see what he has? Like, if you kept him on the team, like you got rid of Bullock, you got rid of Campaign. Like, you got rid of veterans that, like, hey, man, we're going to let you go try to find somewhere to be a contender. All right, now you've lost 13 in a row. Why haven't you tried everything?
Because they don't want to try everything. Because they don't. The intention isn't to win, Rudy. We have to keep reinforcing what took 4 months to get over last year. Reevaluated and recalibrated our fandom. We got to go back to where we were this time last year and realize it ain't about wins.
Vassell, Branham, Champagny, and Graham. I like that second unit. And I left off CeeDee. I like that 5. They're little, but the whole league is little. I like that 5. Or you could interchange the pieces. All I'm saying is when we're at 13, and you're right, Rob, clearly that's not it. But far be it me to question Pop, but I'm just saying you have 2 point guards on your team that you're not using in the proper way. Trey Jones. Well, okay, you can say Trey's playing well with Devin Vassell, but again, there's something missing with the starters. Even though they did manage to bump that up to a double-digit lead, they had 21 turnovers again last night. 21.
The plus minus is a stat.
I don't know that. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Somebody can figure it out for me. It's stupid. I'll
be honest with you. I have never seen on a player's stat sheet, a post-game stat sheet, 2 players with a plus minus of 0. 2 players on the Spurs. I've never seen.
Sure, I don't look that much, but I'm sure we've had it. But yeah, I feel
2 guys that, there wasn't a +1 or a -1. Both of them broke out even, and it was both starting of the front line. Collins and Wemby were.
Shohan has his best game of the season, and he's a -4.
He was guarding Trey Jones, who was on fire. I'm gonna give him a break on that one. Trey Young,
I just feel like that's why the stat is stupid.
That is. And Young, 45 points and just 13 of 16 from the free throw line and killing them from the 3-point shot wasn't quite there, but he hit the ones that mattered. And they did squeeze out a nice win. Can they get another one? When do you expect the Spurs to win again? They got one in November. Will they get one in December? It has been since what, November the 2nd? Since they won on the road.
They may be able to beat, and if I'm looking at the December schedule, they may beat Houston. They may beat New Orleans the second go round. There's a Chicago game in there, and there's 2 games at the end of December, a back-to-back in Portland. So they could maybe win 3 or 4 games in December.
Speaking of losing streaks, the Pistons lost their 16th straight, 118-112 to the Knicks. They became the 8th team in NBA history to go 0-15 or worse in a calendar month since the 76ers in November of 2015, and the Spurs were 1 win away, or 2 wins away from that. They just didn't play enough games in November. They'd have broken the record.
Yeah, that happened.
It is tough sitting at the bottom until you.
I know Monty Williams can coach. I don't know why Detroit can't get a win. Monty's not a bad coach. Monty took a team to the finals. Now, it was Chris Paul and Devin Booker, but he took a team to the finals and was up 2-0 in the finals.
At least they're trying. I've watched a little bit of that game. They tried a different starting lineup at least. At least Monty's trying.
Yeah, because they're not tanking. They're just getting their asses kicked. There's a difference.
We saw a young
who?
Jordan Ivy.
Little job without the gun.
Yeah, baby job.
Baby job without the gun.
He got his first start
and
last
Cunningham,
night.
I mean, damn, I don't even know if he's going to want to ever re-sign there. Free Caleb Cunningham. Free Cunningham. My goodness.
We threw up a poll earlier. What did you watch last night? And I can't help but reflect on something that James Pledger said last week about the Wemby syndrome that we're dealing with. That, it's hard to take away the excitement that we had for the Spurs when the season began. So much enjoyment we look forward to all the games. I forecast that he would not play in front of an empty seat all year long. Wemby wouldn't. Last night we asked, what did you watch? Did you watch the Cowboys or the Spurs? And, it is an unscientific poll at best.
If they were at 500, I think it would be closer. But the fact that they had lost 13 in a row and you're playing against the Hawks, it was a landslide. Everybody watched the Cowboys. Yes. And the Cowboys game was close. The Cowboys game have more implications. And when I see some of these ticket prices taking a nosedive for the Spurs, the interest is that. And that was another thing that Pledge said. I don't remember what day you're out, but is the interest waning?
Yes,
because of the losing streak. Are people losing interest and okay, well, I don't feel the need to rush down to the Frost Bank Center.
I think that Pop is perfectly happy with that.
With what?
Don't watch
the
us.
Hype dying down.
Yeah, stop watching us. Don't watch how the sausage is made because you don't want to see what's going into it. And we have seen what the lips and ani are going into this meat. You know what I mean? This has not been pretty.
Yeah, because keep in mind what the ticket prices were like when we first got here to now. There's all these deals running around because again, people are like, oh wait, this is going to be like last year. Oh no, I'm gonna save my money.
It's good to see Quinn Snyder walking the sidelines yesterday. Former Spur affiliate coach. That team has got something, but it's a long way away. DeJounte, do you think he's got a long-term Hawk? He doesn't feel like he's part of that team last night.
Yeah, 24.
I'm not. I think he's still smooth as silk. When he's feeling it, I love watching the way DeJounte plays.
Did you hear him on our local media asked him about the Kawhi situation and the booing? He in true DeJounte fashion, he loves Pop. He said he shouldn't have to do that. They should know better. He said Spurs fans should know better. I was like, damn.
But I don't know how to take that.
What do you mean?
To know better than to boo Kawhi?
Yes.
Or know better that's Pop. He's going to say things.
You know
like
what?
that.
That's a good question.
I don't know what he meant by that.
That's true.
Because we should know better. Of course he's going to do that.
He did preface it by saying that's Pop going to be Pop.
Yeah,
he goes, that he shouldn't have to do that, but they should know better.
I think the know better. I wonder how he meant that.
That's a fair question, actually.
Because if you're on that train too, DeJounte,
Would you boo Kawhi?
Would I?
Not from the media seats because we're not allowed to boo or cheer in media.
Oh, hell yes. I think he is a conniving, self-serving,
Rob, you're not a booer.
Modern day athlete.
Now, at an Aggie game, I can see you booing and yelling and towel waving. Spur game, you're gonna have your legs crossed having a beer.
I boo certain guys.
Hey, Kawhi would be one.
I come home hoarse from any Laker game when Kobe in there. I booed him, and that's a sign of respect.
Yeah,
you know
respect.
what I mean?
It is.
I boo what I fear.
Right.
And I don't fear Kawhi quite like I used to, and I do take something about what Pop said, but no. We're going to continue booing. You can continue listening. Make sure you like and listen and share this. We talk silver and black at 7. You got over 50 years of Spurs experience right here in this building. That's what we do every day at 7. Make sure you're listening to it and downloading it on your local podcast sites. As R&R in the morning continues, we got a whole bunch of Dallas Cowboy talk and a huge college football game tonight. Who do you like? Is it a Heisman Trophy kind of evening? Is it a Bo Nix, Penix kind of a shootout? Who takes home the trophy, or is that already with Jaden Daniels? So much to talk about today. And don't forget, we've got a full spate of football and basketball for you. Hold on tight. We got Todd Archer just around the corner. Hold on tight. We're talking football with ESPN's best. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
I love San Antonio, man. I love it.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The holiday season is right around the corner, so give the gift that's hard to wrap, but easy to give. Give them a Stihl. With powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws to place under the tree, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide has something for everyone. Save $20 on the VGA 57 battery-powered blower. Visit your local Stihl dealer or go to stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. Now $179.99 was $199.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
This is the story of a very special woman. Just a few knew about her superpowers. In a matter of seconds, she turned herself into a great mathematician. She masqueraded as a regular person at work, but as a superhero at home. Everyone knows her as Gabriella. I still call her Mom.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need to help, complete with tips and resources at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Lab-grown diamond wholesale prices have crashed. Huge factories in China and India have flooded the market with tens of millions of carats of lab-grown diamonds. They are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away for free with purchase. Many companies sell 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for a few $100s, but some jewelers are still selling lab diamonds for thousands of dollars. Pawn shops and jewelry stores have instruments that detect lab-grown diamonds in seconds, and just like CZs, they are very cheap to produce and after purchase, very value at all. America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our customers that wholesale prices would fall to almost nothing. Now they are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away, and wholesale prices continue to fall. America's Diamond only offers traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have real value. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
The year might be coming to a close, but Indeed's end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Do you have a game plan for COVID-19? Prescription oral treatments must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms, even if mild. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Sebastian Maniscalco.
My wife and I went to go see Hamilton on Broadway.
It Ain't Right Tour 2024.
Oh my God, it is amazing. We saw it. Oh, it changed me it changed me. Now, as soon as I hear that, I'm like, I ain't gonna like this.
Sebastian Maniscalco, live on stage in San Antonio, Frost Bank Center, August 11th. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. For more, visit SebastianLive.com.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Jason Minix here for Underdog Fantasy. The website, underdogfantasy.com, or download their easy-to-use mobile app. And with the NBA season here, no better, easier, funner way to get in on the action than with Underdog Fantasy and their pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players and select whether you think they will be higher or lower than their predicted stats. And you can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It is a fantasy game, but you can win real cash money, and it is legal in Texas. And certainly a ton of fun to play. Go to underdogfantasy.com or download their app. Sign up, use my promo code STAR, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Plus, new customers will have a mystery special pick live in their Pick'em lobby. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or go to ncpgambling.org. Again, promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
It's almost that time. Home for the holidays. Get your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year. Increase your chance of winning by also getting your friends entered socially. Make this holiday season the best ever. Just visit sasportstar.com and get signed up. One national winner could win up to $18,000 and pay their rent or mortgage in 2024. Official rules and sign up at sasportstar.com. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Top of the morning to all.
It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. We're your home for the Dallas Cowboys. We proved it last night. Let us prove it to you again. They take a comfortable, if not easy, win as they prepare for a Philadelphia Eagles showdown next Sunday night. The Cowboys proved a couple of points. They continue to win at home, and they beat a winning team. It wasn't easy, but they basically put the Seahawks out of the playoffs.
Well, they got San Francisco next too. And then the NFC South has to get a team in. They're 6-6. There's 5 games left.
They went from a 46% chance of getting into the playoffs yesterday. Today, 34% chance of getting in.
Well, then you're saying there's a chance.
There is, in fact, a chance. But they played a team that was playing like it's a playoff game. They knew it. Even Dak knew it earlier in the week when he said it might mean a little bit more to them than to us. And the Cowboys kind of looked like that early. You could look like they'd been reading the headlines, right, as Joe Reiner put in our group text. Or did they look like a team who was playing their third game in 12 days?
Definitely looked like a team that was tired. I mean, McCarthy, again, it's one thing to play, basketball 3 games in 12 nights. 3 football games in 12 nights, when you talk about film, rehab, actual walkthroughs, implementing game plans, like that is a lot. It is a lot. I talked about earlier, Philly having to play San Fran this week on 10 days rest. Then you get Dallas on 10 days rest. 3 games in 12 days is a lot, but just if they don't want that, Rob, to just tell the NFL, hey, we don't want Thanksgiving anymore. Oh, yeah, you ain't doing that.
We asked Mike McCarthy.
You ain't doing that.
Last week. There is an art form to doing what the Cowboys do. To understand what the body's reaction to 3 games in 12 days, how you pace yourself to be game day ready on short and long weeks. And the Cowboys, have had a tremendous amount of experience at it, and they know what they're doing. They're good at this part. Now, they've lost some games for sure, and I will say they coasted into the fourth quarter. They was on fumes with 5 minutes to go. That defense was out of gas. They were.
No, McCarthy said it, and it looked like it at times, and maybe that's why they gave up 35 points.
Geno Smith did look good, though. He continues to bring me back onto his side. 3 touchdowns, and he rushed for another one. It was as good as Geno can play. That was the best.
No, Geno balled. Geno didn't have a punt. You know how hard it is to get for Geno Smith to go 60 minutes and not punt? Well, now they had to go for it on 4th down a lot.
Yeah.
But still.
He was the only quarterback this year not to get sacked by the Cowboys, and it wasn't because he had clean pockets all night long.
No, he stepped up in the pocket, made a couple of plays with his legs by just extending plays, drew a couple of pass interferences. It was an impressive performance by Seattle. Just Dallas is a better team.
DK Metcalf was the second visiting player to score 3 touchdowns at AT&T Stadium since it opened in 2009.
Who was that, Steve Smith? Not that Steve Smith.
Victor Cruz back in 2013 had his 134 yards, were the most against the Cowboys. All in all, the offense proved out. Running game worked. They drove the ball in the fourth quarter. They continued to run.
I'm still not crazy about the running game, Rob.
You know what?
I'm not going
I
there
agree
yet.
with you. But they did what was supposed to be done. And there were a couple of play calls. One, a jet sweep that we can count as a running play.
It is,
which was genius. Kind of, sort of, right? And then
they did have 136 total when you include Dak.
And you think about that drive, even though it was kind of screwy how it ended up in a field goal. A couple of runs, that jet sweep one, and then there was a Tony Pollard, a little counter, looked like off right guard, where he squirted through what doesn't look like much of a hole and picked up and kept moving the pile, which to me, apart from the touchdown catches and the other big plays, was the play of the game. To me, when Pollard got that little 12, little squirt through run and moved the pile after the tackle, at that moment, I think everybody in the Cowboys sideline, at least for that moment, felt like we got this. We got it.
Yeah, for sure. And he had a touchdown as well. And then you get 30 yards rushing from CeeDee Lamb. And the thing about those jet sweeps, Rob, is the timing of them. Again, and that comes back to McCarthy having that rhythm.
We talked to McCarthy last Friday, asked him about that, and I'll tell you what, his connection with Dak is pretty spot on. They're really feeling each other. Now, we give a couple of positives. There's one negative. What the hell was the corner route on 3rd and 3 there at the goal line at the end of the game?
Where they had no timeouts.
That was if they lose the game, that's one of those things that you look at and go, that was about as dumb a call as you could have come up with.
Oh no, if they lose, that's what we're talking about.
Yes. I mean, that was just about unforgivable.
Now, there's also the time they elected to go for it on 4th and 2. Now, CD has to do his job and catch the ball.
You talking about the end of the first?
Yeah. No, they could have kicked a field goal to go up.
Oh, yeah.
They could have kicked the field goal to go up. They went for it on 4th and 2. Now, again, CD's supposed to make that catch, but that's another one where you're kind of like in a tight game like that one was. I probably take the points.
I would have.
But again, when you win, we brush it on. We kick the ice under the fridge. Now, if they would have lost that game, we're pointing to those 2 plays: the 3rd and 3, throwing it when Seattle has no timeouts, and not electing to take the points.
That felt like kind of like a heat check shot in basketball. Like, yeah, let's see how good this offense is clicking.
Right.
And it just didn't kind of measure up. The gunslinger mentality it's a different kind of mentality than under Kellen. It doesn't feel like when the ball goes downfield,
but he's doing stuff that he told us. Some of his play calls feels Kellen-y, though.
Oh, yeah. I think the more we see downfield feels more and more Kellen. You know what I mean? When he's driving the ball 15 yards, 10 yards downfield. And this comes into when I asked you earlier in the show what you think about the game, what's your takeaway going to be? And it's a lot of it is Brandon Cooks fulfilling that role.
He's the X factor
that we hope to see in the first 5 games and kept wondering how it was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, the thing about it is what we have to do, and it's so hard. I don't know why it's so hard for us to do it. Is give Dak his flowers. When you look at it, now it seems like Dak was making Kellen look good because Justin's not doing that. And now all year long, the last few years, I've always had Justin Herbert ranked ahead of Dak Prescott. And RJ Ochoa last night sent me a video from when we were in Oxnard. And the video was me and Joe versus RJ and Jason Minix arguing about Dak and Justin Herbert. And he reminded me of that video last night. Like, hey, you still taking Justin Herbert over Dak? And upside wise, Rob, I mean, but only area I'm taking Justin Herbert in over Dak is he's younger. That's it. Other than that, Dak is clearly the better QB
right now, but he's doing it because of the neck up stuff. And really that's the separator from all great
and
quarterbacks.
The prep.
Yeah, I mean, the neck up, being absolutely prepared. It feels like he is the guy that's going to be wired in. He doesn't have the arm or the skills that Justin Herbert is. I'm not saying that. He's not physically a more talented quarterback than Herbert. And maybe in a couple of years when he gets the savvy that
I think
Dak
he can
has,
make every throw that Herbert can make.
I think so too.
Maybe.
Herbert's got that kind of.
He got
special,
a different type of cannon,
but neck up, I'll take Dak.
Yeah, and Herbert hasn't done anything. If we're holding QBs accountable for wins and playoff wins is what we do for Dak. Like, well, when's he going to get it done in the playoffs? Herbert hadn't done anything, so it was fair of RJ to send me. Remind me of that Oxnard argument up until steaks started flying over the balcony.
Yeah, that was
only
my
Rob Thompson is throwing $30 ribeyes over the balcony. They were wrapped.
I was tenderizing them. We saw 8 different receivers last night, although CD was the recipient of the primary targets, 12 for 116 and a touchdown. CD is putting his place in the NFL. He's one of the top 4, man. He's one of the top 4.
Wait, whoa.
There's 6 guys that are all going to be on this list, but he's one of the top 4.
Rob Thompson.
He's one of the top 4. I'm not saying
Rob Thompson. Let me think about that.
Find me 3 better.
Easy. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, and what?
I'm just saying. Now you start to go, and no matter the third guy you bring up, I'll go. Okay. But CD did that.
AJ Brown.
But CD caught 12 for 116. But CD, there are 6 guys that belong in the argument, and you can name 4 in those 6.
I didn't even say Tyreek.
There's your 6. What I'm saying is there's 6 out there.
He's in there.
And all of them deserve to be in that 4.
The theme of the San Antonio Sports Star has been in the conversation.
And
he's definitely in the conversation.
He's such a workhorse. This smart boy, he's going to be sore today.
Well, the reason why he's been more successful, and it's crazy it works like this because receivers always want the ball. But the thing about CD's success is Dak's ability to move the ball around, and you can't key on him. If he was just, solely going to CD, he wouldn't have this success. But because you have to worry about Ferg, now Brandon Cooks has entered the chat. You have Tony Pollard out there in the flat. You even have Jalen Tolbert entering the chat as well. His ability to move the ball around makes life easier for CeeDee Lamb. And YouTubers chiming in, is Chase better? Seriously? Yes, Jamar Chase is better than CeeDee Lamb. Or that's nothing
They're
wrong.
all sitting at the same table, man. It depends on what your taste is. Jamar can do some things better than CD, absolutely. But CD, I can't
believe I just got asked that question.
Tell you, CD has been more of a workhorse. I trust CD to play 17 games. I don't trust Chase to play 17 games.
Well, I don't trust Joe Burrow to play 17 games.
I could give an argument for 6 dudes, and I think he's there. And you have brought up over and over, and this is what's been overshadowed because of what we've seen from CD, is the rise of Ferguson. Last night, 6 targets.
That's the one. That's one
tight end safety blanket that you've always wanted him to be.
Witten, then Schultz, now Ferg. That's one of the 3 things in 2 years that Joe Reinagel's been right about. He hasn't been right about a lot, but he was right about Ferguson. He thought he was good looking. He thought he was tall and striking. And so he picked him, and he's been riding with him, and it's played out. And that's more on Dak than it is on Ferguson.
I agree with that. Ferguson's hands, I don't trust all the time, but that snag in front of Adams.
It helps when Jamal Adams is guarding the cheerleader and not Ferguson. Like, how are you on the outside?
That would have hit Adams on the back of the head.
What was Adams doing? What kind of coverage was that?
He was blocking out. He didn't want him to get to the other side of the end zone.
What kind of coverage was that? But the parade of laundry, I thought it was laundry day.
Man, I don't know what to say about
19,
that.
Rob. 19 penalties. They had almost 250 yards in penalties. No, not almost. They had 257 yards in penalties.
That's why we were up till 11:30 last night, Rudy. I mean, my God, Bezos needed a little punch, a little help on all that $100 million buys. So the refs were throwing flags so he could make a little bit more money with some extra commercial time last night is what it felt like.
And you know what? And it's sad when you have a crew that wants you to play. That crew doesn't throw flags. Because when they're throwing at me, I'm like, okay, well, this crew is a flag throwing crew. Then they're like, no, this is the 2 most penalized teams, and this is one of the least flag throwing crews. And I was like, well, damn, Seattle and Cowboys are just undisciplined.
Well, that goes with the number of penalties. And you know what? In hindsight, how many of the referee conferences were there last night? I mean, they must have gathered together at least 4 times to discuss. Maybe it's because they didn't throw that many flags, but it was a hindrance to the enjoyment of the game. It really did feel like, let's just all agree that both teams are going to encroach. Let's just agree that you're going to let both teams line up in the neutral zone, and we'll just forgive that. It'll be a gimme putt. We'll all get to do it, and let's carry on. I'm so sick of that.
I'm sick of it too. And the thing about it is, you said something a little bit ago in the first hour. You said, look, Mike McCarthy doesn't really care about penalties. And it's clearly they don't. But what I'm saying is, in the big games in the playoffs, it bites you.
Mm-hmm.
So he clearly can't fix it. So that's on Dak. Look, McCarthy can't fix it. So then I move the responsibility to Dak and Micah and D-Law. Like, y'all got to fix that. That has to be a players-only meeting. Like, look, we can't have these. Like, we have to fix this because, again, when you're playing San Francisco and it's a tight game and it's the playoffs, jumping off sides on 3rd and 3 will kill you. Lining up in the neutral zone against San Francisco in a divisional round will kill you. Dak and Micah fix it because Mike McCarthy can't.
He's given up, I guess, because do we have it? He talked about the penalties last night. Let's play this and we'll head to break.
Yeah.
We'll head to break and we'll bring it back. Mike McCarthy going to talk about the officiating and all that. We got to pay for Rudy's salary here. It's R&R in the morning. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Golf Club of Texas.com is where you can book the best golf rates in all of San Antonio. The fairways are in great shape. The greens are in great shape. They've worked overtime to get that course in the best shape it's been in. Look, I've been playing at Golf Club of Texas way long before they became a sponsor on San Antonio Sports Star. And I've seen it at its worst, and I've seen it right now at its best. I've seen all of it. I've seen the growth. It's a fantastic course. I definitely got to get back out there very, very soon. The best rates for you are at golfcluboftexas.com. Hopefully some of y'all went out there and watched the game last night because they are your football headquarters. You got the Longhorns game out there. Going to have the SEC championship game out there. And then Sunday, you're going to have your four screens with the YouTube. You're also going to have your red zone and maybe the Texans game versus those Denver Broncos. It is your one-stop shop for football. And, of course, with this weather, why wouldn't you go out there and watch a game at the 10 Cup Bar, take in the breeze and that beautiful view? Check it all out for yourself at the golfcluboftexas.com. That's the Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Hey, Van Smack, you sound great in San Antonio.
It's the Jim Rome Show.
Props to 94.1, bringing back the Hall of Famer.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. On game day, you never have to decide which teams to watch, only what combination of bites, burgers, wings, and more to order. Plus, where else are your favorite draft beers always poured at a frozen 29 degrees? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get here for happy hour, weekdays from 2 till 7, and again late night for $1 off liquor, wine, and drafts, plus shareable apps starting at $2.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Hey folks, Steve Brent's here at beautiful Winans Creek Ranch in Bandera, inviting you to our holiday land sale event going on right now. It's the best time of the year to get an incredible deal on a gorgeous 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site here at Winans Creek. Take advantage of deep discounts and terrific bank and special below market seller financing. Plus, ask us about our closing cost bonus offer, saving you even more during our sale. Winans Creek features secluded private settings, spectacular 30-mile views, a gorgeous creekfront park, as well as paved roads, high-speed internet, electric, and more. Plus, Winans qualifies for low ag exempt taxes. The rush of the holidays will be here soon, but there's still time to get a great deal on your 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site you've always dreamed of. So come out and see me today at Winans Creek Ranch, and we'll help put together an incredible deal that will make your holidays bright. Give us a call at 866-952-6323 or go to WinansCreekRanch.com.
When you or someone you know is going through the process of being accused of a crime, you need a team to help you protect your innocence. Who better to fight for you than former prosecutors, now defense lawyers, that know the justice system? The LaHood Norton Law Group will defend your freedom. When you choose us, you choose honest, aggressive, trusting, expert, and fearless representation. If you need help, you need the LaHood Norton Law Group on your side.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from the Blitz, starting at 2 o'clock today. We're live out at the Roof Hub, reacting to the Cowboys' win over the Seattle Seahawks last night. We've got tickets to give away to go see the Cowboys and Eagles. We'll do that at 5 o'clock today, so make sure you're tuned in. We'll also talk about the game with John Machota from The Athletic to get you ready for Conference Championship weekend. Rudy, you still on Washington for this weekend?
What is up with these two in this Washington-Oregon game? First of all, no matter who wins, I got to come to work Monday, right? My bills still come at the same time. But yes, I still got Washington. Why would I back off of that? I'm always going to pick on the opposite side of Joe. There's two jinxes in the world. Both of them, their initials are J and R, or R and J. There's Rudy J jinx, and there's the Joe Reinagle jinx. You know, 9 times out of 10, one of us going to be wrong. So it is what it is, right? So, yes, I'm still taking Penix. I think Oregon's a little overrated, and we're going to find out Saturday. No, tonight.
It's going to be a worthy watch when you join the Blitz over at the Roof Hub. I'm sure that will be on, and if you want the volume, they always play the volume for their favorite stuff.
They still got did they take the Wemby burger off?
It's still there. Wemby's still there. You're looking for the goose liver pate?
Should you have a burger if you've lost 13 in a row?
I think Wemby might need a burger or two every now and then. There was that last night. We're going to talk about the penalties. We're talking Dallas Cowboys all day long as they take the win last night and in preparation for the game of the week of the year. Sunday night, Philly comes to town.
Poor Philly. I feel awful for Philly. That's just so sad. You're going to best team in. Look at Rob. I knew I was going to get him.
Poor
See,
guys.
This is why y'all got to tune into YouTube, man, because if y'all could have seen Rob's face when I said, poor Philly. I
got to play these teams that are all rested and ready. Poor Philly.
See, the thing, though, man. Okay, let me ask you this, Rob. Serious question. Would you have rather had Philly's schedule in the sense that your tough stuff is right now, or would you like Dallas stuff where you get to find your way, get in your groove, and then start playing tough teams?
I want Philly's schedule.
Really? Because, see, I feel like the Cowboys have gotten the cobwebs out. They're in a groove, and now they're hitting the tough part of the schedule.
My attitude would have been, I'd rather go through the middle of the schedule to find out who I am, go through the gauntlet, and give me 3-4 games to fix my problems.
Phillies.
Because I know what it's like going through the SEC West. I know that it's kind of like when you walk into the ocean and that first wave knocks you off balance, and the waves just keep coming and you can't get to your feet no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
The undertow's pulling you down, the waves are pushing you over, and there's another one coming. And that's what this next month is going to feel like. if you get behind the chains, if you get behind or over your skis, to use another analogy, it's just so hard to right the ship because as soon as they're done, San Francisco coming, man. Buffalo's coming, and Buffalo's trying to find a way. You're going to get their best. It's going to be a war. And you're right. If they get through this, and they're not going to get through this, the Cowboys, if they get through this unscathed, it'll be
undefeated? Or you just talking about 3-1?
Yeah, I think unscathed is 3-1, 2-2.
I'll take 2-2, but I think, again, I don't believe in Buffalo anymore. And I know Detroit can be had. Detroit has won some games where it's like 38-35. If it gets up in the high scoring stuff, I'll take Dallas and their pass rush over most teams in that. Like a game like last night, if they get into one of those games with Detroit, and then it's also Jimmy Johnson night. Can you really lose on Jimmy Johnson night?
Man, it's going to be electric.
You can't lose on Jimmy Johnson night, right? Buffalo, I think Buffalo can be had as well. The two games that are tough, obviously, the one Philly and the Dolphins. The only reason why the Dolphin game is intriguing to me is because the Dolphins are really good at home and the Cowboys are really bad on grass.
You know what? That's a weird stat that was brought up yesterday, and it's true.
They're not good.
I don't understand it.
I don't get it.
We will continue talking Cowboys. If you call us, you get on, even if we're getting close to the line. Do we have time for JC? JC, welcome on to R&R.
Hey guys, listen. As a lifelong Cowboys fan, I've made a decision that Dallas is the John Daly of football. And let me explain what I mean. Okay. John Daly, he might show up for an 8:30 tea time, smoking a cigarette with a beer in his hand and shoot 59. Okay. Or he might show up looking exactly the same way and shoot 89. I don't get it. I don't understand why we can't put a consistent product on the field every week.
Well, what would you call last night? Was that the best you expected to see, or was that inconsistent too?
That was terrible. I know we won the game, and hey, listen, a win's a win. I'll take it. But I'm gonna tell you something. If they don't clean that deal up, all the penalties, lining up wrong, don't know where to line up. I mean, jumping off sides, 3rd and 3, whatever, false start here and there. I mean, if they bring that product to the field when Philly gets here, we're done.
Well said, JC. You hit it on the head, and that is worthy of conversation.
Good phone call.
What they did yesterday will not equate to a win against a good football team or a great football team.
And that delayed game, how do you take a delayed game in that situation?
That's another one I forgot about, the delayed game. Come on, McCarthy, get out of your own way. Yes, this is R&R. We do two things greatly here, and one of them is sports talk. We'll figure out the other one on the other side. This is R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Awesome Tickets Pro Football Pick'em Challenge on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Your shot at $50,000 nationally, while weekly winners locally get a $50 gift card to 5 Oaks Ace Hardware on Thousand Oaks. At the end of the season, locally, the best overall record wins the San Antonio Grand Prize of $1,000 worth of tickets to any event from Awesome Tickets. Sign up today at sasportstar.com.
Faith Hill touches the hearts of a lot of people when she sings, "Where are you, Christmas? Why can't I find you? Why have you gone away? Where's the laughter you used to bring me? Why can't I hear music play? My world is changing, I'm rearranging. Does that mean Christmas changes too?" The Gospels remind us that before there was ever the giving and receiving of gifts, there was joy at the birth of a baby. And because the baby was the Son of God, bringing the possibilities of peace and reconciliation everywhere, there was worship. Mary sings, "My soul magnifies the Lord." The Magi from the east bow down and worship the baby. The shepherds in the field, after finding the baby, return to the fields praising God. At the center of this holiday is the Son of God, come into the world to change everything. This is Mark Absher, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ, wishing you, along with our church family, a Merry Christmas. Worship with us this Sunday at 10:30 a.m. We're located east of the airport on Loop 410 at the Starcrest exit. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
My name is Susan. Not long ago, I was in poor health. I had a fatty liver. My thyroid was out of whack. I was pre-diabetic. My knees hurt, and I was on cholesterol meds. I'm now down 43 pounds. People say to me all the time, you look so thin. I've gone from a size 18 to a size 10. I feel much better and can walk 2.5 miles without pain. Dr. Torres changed my life.
I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. Call me for your free consultation at 468-1891.
Tease the season at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Callaway Paradigm Woods, forged carbon for unparalleled distance and forgiveness. Now up to $100 off. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
Looking to switch your phone service? Check out Boost Infinite Wireless. Its new technology switches between its own network and the other top 2 networks to find the best quality calls and data for you anywhere, anytime. And you can get a low-priced, unlimited wireless plan that gives you a new iPhone every year. So switch today. Call 855-55-BOOST. That's 1-855-55-BOOST. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com, or go to amazon.com and search for Boost iPhone 15. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
Dell's Cyber Monday event is their biggest sale of the year. Shop limited time deals on laptops like the stylish, innovative XPS 13, engineered to do it all on the Intel Evo platform. Plus, save big on ultra-sharp monitors and top brand accessories. It's the perfect time to upgrade any home, business, or gaming setup powered by Intel Core processors. Shop now at Dell.com/deals to take advantage of huge savings and free shipping. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years, went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
My name is Nudge. I'm gonna rap you a tune. I work at a place called Quarter Moon.
It's not that kind of rap. Folks, all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC invite you to donate to Rappin' with Jack. If you'd like to donate a new toy or needed item, simply give it to any of our Quarter Moon trucks or vans you see around town, or stop by our office. For directions, visit quartermoonplumbing.com, 210-651-5899. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number M16004, DACLA 000743458.
It's the Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rind Appreciation Day celebration. Enter to win $5,000 cash, tailgating prizes, plus Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds when you pass the pigskin. Enter at porkrindappreciationday.com. That's porkrindappreciationday.com. And make sure to pick up the protein-packed, bold flavors of Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds today at H-E-B.
Rob Thompson and Rudy J. Mornings 6 to 10. KTFM Floresville and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Fakes it to Pollard, steps up, throws back in the end zone. There's CeeDee Lamb tumbling, but he gets both feet down. Touchdown Cowboys, and they retake the lead.
14 straight at Jerry World for the Cowboys, and Dak Prescott continues his race for his first MVP chase as he had 29 for 41, 299 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I'm just excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And welcome to December. You got 24 shopping days till Christmas. You better get busy. I myself have my Advent calendar.
What is that?
See, an Advent, you don't have an Advent calendar?
No.
See, this is inside. We have a calendar of all 25 days for Christmas. And I'm going to open up the first, and I'm going to get a lovely piece of chocolate. And I will do this for the entire
You're
year.
not going to really do that, are you?
I'm going to do it right here in front of you.
You're really going to open one at a time?
That's how you do it. You open it up every day, and it's made up so you can't quite find the date. It's kind of hidden, so you can only open it. And some days are better than others. Like right now, there's the first. I opened it.
I thought you had to open on the back.
No, you open it. I almost lost
Lord.
my ball.
You almost lost your
I almost
chocolate.
lost my ball.
What is it?
It's a Lindt chocolate that I get for celebrating my
I'll
Advent
tell you
day
something
one.
about those Lints. That is grade A chocolate.
Well, I'm going to.
It just kind of
Would
melts
you like,
in your mouth.
Would you like half of my chocolate?
No, I'm okay. I don't want any of your chocolate balls. I got my own.
When my beer nuts turn to chocolate balls, I'll be coming home to you.
I got two.
Old Southern hymn.
I've had my own chocolate balls for 46 years.
I'm going to leave that one alone and pluck this one over my mouth.
Jesus.
What? Say goodbye to the Pac-12. It's been a good run, boys.
They're the Pac-2, and they're really rolling with that.
It is over tonight in the 116th meeting between Oregon and Washington. They've been playing each other since 1900. They will put to bed the Pac-12 tonight. It's kind of sad. I mean, I lived through the end of the Southwest Conference. It sucks. A lot of history is going away tonight. Think of the games, the USCs, the UCLAs. Even more recently, Russell Wilson in the Orange Bowl or in the Rose Bowl taking down the Pac-12. Oregon winning Heismans. I mean, this is
Marcus Mariota over there.
A conference. I hate Bill Walton's description, but it is a conference of champions for a long time, and we're putting them to bed tonight. This is one of those casualties of modern college football. The world will not be the same after tonight. And college football will be lesser.
Well, the reason it's going away, Rob, is because we don't want to stay up till 11 o'clock on Saturdays.
It's true. It's survival of the fittest.
If I'm USC and I'm Oregon, I'm like, hey, what about us? Like, we're like, again, like really, unless you're just like a diehard college guy, how many University of Oregon games and University of Washington games has the normal person watched this season?
Depending on how my Saturday morning had gone.
Right.
How did my early morning lays go?
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that right. Unless you got a parlay on it.
There's always a game in Hawaii. There's always Hawaii late at night.
Think about how many more times I'm going to watch Oregon and USC next year. Like, I don't know what the schedule looks like. I know that it's like 20 teams over there, but USC Michigan, then USC Ohio State, USC Penn State, that's sexy.
It is. It's going to be fun.
That's sexy. Like, I'd much rather watch that.
I shouldn't say college football is
but there's some
lesser.
history
It's
that's
just
losing,
going
though.
to be different.
It is.
Washington has 17 Pac-12 titles, either outright or shared. It's tied for second only. USC has 37. UCLA is going to lead the conference with 17. Oregon has 13, ranked sixth. Oregon is not, while being second in the conference, is not the underdog. They are favored to take down Washington
by like 9.
Yeah, it's a big old layup spread. I get it, though, because not since Tim Tebow has a quarterback functioned so well for his coach. Because Bo Nix will probably end up on an NFL roster as a practice player next year. He'll probably he'll be the Stedman Graham. I mean, he'll get a look-see. But he is a college football quarterback, the likes of which very rarely come along. He's about 25, 30 years old. I mean, this is his 8th year, it feels like. He's been around as long as Frank. But what he has done this year is Heisman worthy. And as we go into the game, he is the Heisman favorite.
No.
Yeah, he's the odds on. I'm telling you, I'm looking at it. He is, by Caesar's book, the odds on favorite to win the Heisman.
He better not beat the kid from LSU.
The problem with Jaden is he's done. He'll get a bowl game to show off, but the votes will already be in. This is the Heisman game. Either he won it against A&M, and he had a performance that was worthy of it. He smoked A&M. But the last punch, the last 30 seconds of the round will be dominated by Penix and Nix.
Yeah, I don't even think he should beat Penix.
I'm not saying he should.
No,
win
I'm
it,
just
but
saying.
I'm just saying
that's just
today,
the Vegas odds. The Vegas odds are the Vegas odds. But again, I get it. I guess so. All the money's coming in on Nix, which is why he's the favorite. Is that what it is?
I think the expectation is Oregon is going to roll tonight. And I think that
a lot of people feel that way, not just Joe.
And if they're going to roll, it'll be because of Nix. And best team, best player on best team kind of argument. I don't think a lot of people would be mad if Nix won it. It's kind of like a career achievement award after 7 or 8 years of playing college football. But he has, to his credit, looked awfully damn good. What, like 90% completions in the last couple of games? I mean, ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, it's crazy, though. He played against Justin Herbert. All right. I mean, I know we have our own guy, Frank, who's had it for years, but Frank had 2 injuries in COVID. But yeah, Bo Nix played against Justin Herbert, who's been in the NFL for 4 years. I hope he's having a good season.
This is the order of contention. Bo Nix comes in at minus 165 on the money line. Jaden Daniels at plus 145. Penix at plus 1,500. Jalen Milroe of Alabama plus 1,000. Carson Beck and Marvin Harrison Jr. round out the favorites.
I know after the that game-winning touchdown throw against Auburn, Milroe was cussing at the camera saying, "Give me that bleepity bleeping Heisman." He thinks he should win it. And ever since the Texas game, because you remember he had the Texas game, then he got benched, and then Nick came to his senses, and Milroe's been lights out.
I will say this. I'm not sure if Oregon can beat Washington. I'm really not. But I can say they're the only team that can compete with the speed that Georgia brings to the table.
Who, Oregon?
Oregon.
See, this is the problem, man. Oregon feasts on those type of teams. I mean, excuse me,
yeah,
Georgia feasts on Oregons of the world. Like, y'all think y'all are gonna outrun us? Then first of all, we're just as fast, but we're way more physical. There's nobody in the country that's as good as Georgia. I'm sorry, it's just not. And they'd be even more. This wouldn't even be a conversation if Eli and Cooper and Peyton would have called me and said, "Hey, Rudy, where do you think Arch should go?" And I would have said he should go to Georgia. And we wouldn't even be talking if they had Arch Manning, which is where he should have gone the whole time.
Oregon allows pressure 17% of the time. That's the best in the FBS. And
so they got a good offensive line?
Well, the offensive line is really good, but one of the reasons Dan Lanning is such a hot candidate is he's manufactured this offense where, that short, crisp passing game. Nix is never really under pressure because that ball's gone in about 2 seconds. I mean, it's 1, 2, 3
That's
down.
another thing. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be pressured when you're right. I think Tom Brady mastered that at the end of his career. Like, you couldn't get to him because it was gone in 0.2 seconds.
I'm going to hang my hat on Oregon here. If you're asking me right now who the dark horse favorite to win, I would put Oregon as my underdog. I think this is Georgia's to win outright pretty easily. I still think all this debate this week about who should be 2, 3, and 4 is really we're rearranging the tables and chairs on the Titanic.
So you really think someone can three-peat?
Georgia,
a three-peat is unheard of.
It is, but
in any sport.
I thought Ohio State had the only grouping of athletes that was good enough to beat Georgia. I think Oregon is the only team fast enough to at least keep up with to run even with that speedy Georgia defense. I think that they're going to be challenged. So I like Oregon there. I don't like the physicality of Michigan. I'm certainly not sold on whatever the fourth team other than Oregon is. If like Florida State got in, I'm not sold on that at all. I just feel like those are the 2 teams that I would like to see in a national championship game. I think that'll be the matchup that matters. But they got to get through Washington and figure out a way to get past my favorite quarterback. And that's just the beginning of the weekend.
Yeah, you got UT and Oklahoma State.
What do you expect? Be realistic about the Texas performance. Do you think that they're going to roll out and put 40 or 50 on Oklahoma State to make this a beauty contest?
The reason I do think that. I do think Texas is going to pants Oklahoma State because they understand they're up against it to get in. And that's going to be the only way. And what Sark is going to have to explain to Gundy at the end of the game is, dude, I'm sitting at 7. Because Gundy's a red ass. And if they start running it up on Gundy, he's going to want to fight. And Sark is going to have to pull a Missoula, like how Missoula did Billy Donovan. Like, hey, man, I got to. Like, I think they're going to run up the scoreboard they're going to try to break the scoreboard on Oklahoma State because they have to.
Okay. Chaos is what we're rooting for this week.
Of course.
Right?
Storylines over integrity.
So the biggest chaos scenario in my mind is if Alabama, Oregon, and Texas all win. Right?
And wait, if Alabama, Texas, and Oregon win. Yes,
that's chaos. That is the
chaos.
No,
you got to. I throw Louisville in there.
Yeah, I guess Louisville.
Because if Florida State's undefeated, then it's really tough to leave them out. So you need Louisville to win too.
So then we'd have 7 one-loss teams if Louisville beat Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate chaos. Alabama, if this was the case, would have the best strength of record with the most wins versus top 25 team. Not to mention winning the SEC championship game. But Texas would also have a conference championship with a win over Alabama.
Damn.
Now, here's how they sit by ESPN Analytics, according to their conference schedules and their percentages of chances to win this weekend. Michigan with a 93% chance to beat Iowa. I'm surprised it's that low. Texas, 88% over OSU. Oregon, 76% chance to beat Washington. This is all according to ESPN Analytics. And Georgia with a 52% chance to beat Alabama.
So they're giving Alabama 48% chance to win, really.
And if you're running where the money is going, Michigan is leading the way with plus 185. Well, no, they're not. Yeah, they are. Georgia at 200, Oregon at 500, Alabama at 800, Texas at plus 900, and then we start getting into the thousands and thousands after that.
Considering I made you a multi-millionaire, you made your name under my wing.
I have.
You already have, not you. Oh, you have 2 natties. You're in even if you lose. Would you go vanilla if you were Kirby?
Yes.
No,
I'm not showing you.
He would never do that. He would
it's
never
Georgia, Bama.
No, what I'm saying is, if you're Kirby, would you throw Nick Saban a grooved ball? Would you throw Nick?
Give him a little something to get in?
Would you? Because you're in regardless if you're Georgia. Would you throw Nick, your mentor, the guy who made your name under, made you a multimillionaire, helped you get 2 natties, helped your recruiting? Would you throw him a groove ball and go vanilla? Would you go vanilla on Saturday? Like, not quit, not lose on purpose, but just like let's
go Brett Favre.
You remember how Dallas played the Commanders in Week 17 last year? Remember that game? Yeah. They didn't go in motion. They didn't do any play action. They just went through the motions and lost the game.
Go Brett Favre. Just kind of lay down for the sack for Strahan. Just give him a little something.
If you're Kirby, would you help Nick get in?
Oh, hell no.
Hell no, you don't do that.
In fact, I'm going to do the total opposite.
I'm going to try to beat you by 50.
I'm going to let the air out of your tires for the game.
Out of respect, Nick would literally fist fight him if he thought that was the case.
Now, SEC commissioner, I would like to check Greg Sankey's phone records. I'd like to see if there'd been a phone call between him and Georgia and maybe a conference call put together between the 2 entities that say, you know what, how we could all make a little bit more money.
But then, you let him in, then he beat you in the natty.
Well, there is that.
No, they wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. They would never. Out of respect for Nick, you play your hardest. Against the best, you play your hardest. You don't give him anything.
Okay, it is. You've got. No, I can't imagine that going anyway.
No,
but south.
No, but again, I'm looking forward to Georgia, Bama, and Washington, Oregon. The other ones, I'm rooting for chaos, but I'm not gonna make whatever stop anything and everything I have to do to watch Florida State, Louisville. I'm just not. Like, if I got a honeydew, I'm gonna have a honeydew. But I'll be rooting for Louisville from afar.
We will all be Cardinals fans, just if you're a fan of chaos this week. And remember, if they're playing college football and they're playing for a title, you'll check it right here. We have all the conference games you need. The champions begin right here tonight on KZ, DC, and San Antonio Sports Star. We'll have everything you need all weekend long. We began a great weekend last night. The Cowboy game, probably the best Amazon ratings they've had as the prime.
Oh, I would love to see those numbers.
But Sunday, we get another taste. Philly at San Francisco. Let's look up and down the row as the gumbo is hot. Have the Cowboys done enough for us to finally feel comfortable against the Eagles coming up? Let's look around the NFL next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio sports star. Hey, the weekend's here, my friends. It's time to head over to Tri-County Meat Market. They got their meat stacked deep and they're selling it cheap. There's always specials when you walk into Tri-County. I love walking in knowing full well if I want a 3-inch ribeye, they'll go cut one for me and it'll be coming from prime or better beef. A great meal always starts with great meat. That's what they say, and I'm a firm proponent. That's why I go to Tri-County every week. 2 locations over on Hebner Road, just a little bit to the east of I-10 and out on Ralph Fair. Pretty drive, and it's really close. Head out to either one, and they got the meat waiting on you. And what I love about it is walking in with really no agenda, no recipe at all, just looking for the meat to match my frame of mind. And if they don't have it, they'll go get it for me. You're looking for a great house-made sausage? Go try it. And man, oh man, they're prepared meats. What those guys do behind the counter is spectacular. Get yourself a stuffed chicken breast, the one with all the Italian stuff in it. It'll feed 2 people. Put that on the grill. You'll look like you're a hero, and it wasn't even that difficult. Head over to Tri-County. Remember, if you're a first responder, you can get 10% off, and there's always the 5 for 25. Tri-County Meat Market. Head over and find what I know. It's the best meat market in San Antonio. You get some meat on that grill, and I know you're going to thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys did exactly what everybody thought they would do. They took care of the Seattle Seahawks. Now we can look forward to Philadelphia and the month of December, Jason.
The December to remember next week, Cowboys, Eagles, and we've got a pair of tickets we're giving away at 5 o'clock today. The Blitz live out at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. We get going at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
My name is Jim Conroy, and I am the CEO at Boot Barn. Family and the holidays go hand in hand, and they impact our lives in incredible ways. As the hardest working people I've ever met, my parents' impact brought me to Boot Barn, where community comes first, and togetherness and heritage are celebrated. This holiday, as we reflect on the past and look forward to the future, we thank you for further impacting our lives and being a part of the Boot Barn family.
It can happen in an instant. A car accident can change your life forever. From serious injuries to mounting medical bills to battling insurance companies, accidents make life harder than it should be. If you've been in an accident, George Salinas Injury Lawyers are here for you. They're local, experienced, and ready to fight for results that make a difference. If you've been injured, don't call just any lawyer. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
Get the home field advantage every time with Fairfield by Marriott, official hotel partner of the NCAA. Whether you're a student athlete working toward your championship dreams or your team's biggest fan, Fairfield by Marriott has everything you need to get ready for game day. From comfortable guest rooms to complimentary hot breakfast, Fairfield is part of the Marriott Bonvoy portfolio of hotels and official hotel partner of the NCAA. Visit fairfield.marriott.com to book your next game day stay.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey folks, Steve Brent's here at beautiful Winans Creek Ranch in Bandera, inviting you to our holiday land sale event going on right now. It's the best time of the year to get an incredible deal on a gorgeous 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site here at Winans Creek. Take advantage of deep discounts and terrific bank and special below market seller financing. Plus, ask us about our closing cost bonus offers, saving you even more during our sale. Winans Creek features secluded private settings, spectacular 30-mile views, a gorgeous creekfront park, as well as paved roads, high-speed internet, electric, and more. Plus, Winans qualifies for low ag exempt tax taxes. The rush of the holidays will be here soon, but there's still time to get a great deal on your 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site you've always dreamed of. So come out and see me today at Winans Creek Ranch, and we'll help put together an incredible deal that will make your holidays bright. Give us a call at 866-952-6323 or go to WinansCreekRanch.com.
Federal criminal cases are much more complex than state cases. The court process is different. You have to have a lawyer with experience in federal law to navigate through it. If you have been accused of a federal crime or being investigated for one of the most important decisions you'll have to make is who will represent you in the process. The LaHood Norton Law Group has decades of experience dealing with federal investigations, federal trials, and achieving outstanding results for our clients. The sooner you contact our team, the sooner we can help. Call us at 210-797-7700.
Lab-grown diamond wholesale prices have crashed. Huge factories in China and India have flooded the market with tens of millions of carats of lab-grown diamonds. They are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away for free with purchase. Many companies sell 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for a few $100s, but some jewelers are still selling lab diamonds for thousands of dollars. Pawn shops and jewelry stores have instruments that detect lab-grown diamonds in seconds, and just like CZs, they are very cheap to produce, and after purchase, they have no monetary value at all. America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our customers that wholesale prices would fall to almost nothing. Now they are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away, and wholesale prices continue to fall. America's Diamond only offers traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have real value. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. Of course, the Cowboys took care of business last night against the Seattle Seahawks. We're going to talk about that with John Machota. He'll join us at 5:15. We are live at the Roof Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Going to have a great time out there because we're giving away Cowboys-Eagles tickets at 5 o'clock. Hey, Rudy, Oregon's going to roll, pal. Get that six-pack ready.
It's R&R.
That's what it's going to sound like with Philly San Fran Sunday night.
Yesterday, I had a chance to watch the Barry Sanders little, I don't know, documentary on Prime. And Marshall Mathers played a role. They interviewed him, and as a lifelong Detroit fan. A couple others in there that I was kind of surprised. If you have a spare moment, probably won't have time until March. Go watch it. It's actually a pretty good story for those that remember the end of Barry Sanders' career, how he ended it, and the situation he found himself. As you brought up Detroit, it's been since then, quite frankly, since they've been good.
What does Cowboy fan do on Sundays when the Cowboys don't play?
That is a very good question, and I think that's worthy of calls. 656-3776.
What y'all doing this weekend?
656 ESPN. What are you going to do on Friday? I know what you're going to do on Sunday about 3. Or is that a Sunday night game? Did they flex that? That better be a Sunday night game. Because we knew that was going to be a good one. 49er Philly game. Yeah. I think my weekend is pointed toward that. But
I know because they're paying Troy and Buck so much, Monday night has flexed. The Chiefs and somebody got flexed out of Monday night.
It's 3:30 game for the
Eagles. That's prime time too.
Yeah,
but the Monday night game got flexed.
It was Chiefs and Patriots.
It was Chiefs Patriots. They flexed that out. Who'd they put in?
Eagles Seahawks.
There we go.
Yeah.
Did you like the Seahawks uniform?
I love them.
Man, that looks so good.
Yeah, it's the best uniform in the league. Well, outside of the Commanders all black.
You need to just keep that. Make that other one their wear twice a year uniform. Because that's a pretty man. That is as good a looking uniform.
It's a great uniform
because it's clean. There's not a lot of extra stuff going on, but just enough to know you see that helmet. That's Seattle. Ain't no question. That's old school Seahawks. So you wake up this morning.
Yep.
As Cowboy fan, what's your comfort level with Philadelphia? Do you go in going, we got to be perfect, or do we just got to be the Cowboys? What's your thoughts?
Philly can be had. We've seen it again. Dallas on the road should have beaten Philly. Philly tried to give them that game, which is why I felt like they were going to, at moments in that game last night, I was like, oh, this is a game the Cowboys lose 9 out of 10 times. So in that first game in Philly just made some bonehead mistakes in the fourth quarter. They did the same against Buffalo. They did the same against Commanders. Philly has had some really, really, really tight games. So if I'm Dallas going into that, I just feel like if I come out of there with no turnovers like I did last night, and I'm able to move the ball up and down the field, Philly can be beat. But the thing is, can Dallas seize the moment in the big game? Like last night was a big game for Dallas because, again, it was their first win over a team with above 500 record. So last night was big, but if you don't win against Philly, nobody's going to care about what happened last night.
Even with a win against Philly, the likelihood of them winning the NFC East is still going to be tough. There's still, I mean, it'll make it a little bit easier, but Philly will have come through their gauntlet, and the Cowboys only going into it. So, did they give you enough last night to say?
Well, see, this is the thing, though, Rob. What if San Fran gets them?
It's possible they could lose two straight.
Yeah, that's different. If San Francisco can do Dallas a favor and win on Sunday afternoon, they have the Cowboys, then they have the Seahawks, who have proven the Seahawks are in the playoffs from here on out. So the Seahawks pretty much got to win out. So even after the Cowboy game, Rob, you got the Seahawks, then you get Giants, Cardinals, Giants. So you got to hope that the 49ers get them and you get them.
We want to give every caller a chance to get on. We are completely wrecked. We're talking Dallas Cowboys today. The number 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Let's take a break. And if you're on the lines, don't go nowhere. We want to talk to you. Reach out like you got a pair. Coming back, Cowboy Talk.
What?
It's R&R here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the Cowboys did exactly what everybody thought they would do. They took care of the Seattle Seahawks. Now we can look forward to Philadelphia and the month of December, Jason.
The December to remember next week, Cowboys, Eagles, and we've got a pair of tickets we're giving away at 5 o'clock today. The Blitz live out at the Rue Pub, 281 and Redland Road. We get going at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
Here we go.
Here comes the Sandman,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Adam Sandler.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The I Missed You Tour.
Should we clap along? I'm going to play guitar a little bit for you.
Adam Sandler, live.
Take him away!
Frost Bank Center, December 7th.
All right, let's lose that. I hate it.
Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
I was crossing the street when I met the love of my life. I chased after her. Nothing would stand in my way. Not the dog walker, nor the hot dog vendor. Finally reaching her, I asked, "What do you call that amazing smell?"
It's Gain Flings.
Gain Flings. My love had a name, but more importantly, it had a scent.
Fall in love with Gain Flings. Seriously good scent. Gain Flings with 50% more freshness ingredients versus leading bargain detergent.
Hi, what brings you to the clinic today?
Oh, the baby's not feeling well. I think she might have a fever.
Well, let's check her temp with the Exergen thermometer. You're right. These Exergen thermometers are very accurate. Reads 101.2.
Oh, gosh. Well, that Exergen thermometer sure is fast and easy to use.
Yes, and many doctors recommend Exergen for home use.
Exergen thermometers, backed by over 100 clinical studies, are available at Walmart and participating retailers. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Looking to switch your phone service? Check out Boost Infinite Wireless. Its new technology switches between its own network and the other top 2 networks to find the best quality calls and data for you anywhere, anytime. And you can get a low-priced, unlimited wireless plan that gives you a new iPhone every year. So switch today. Call 855-55-BOOST. That's 1-855-55-BOOST. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com. Or go to amazon.com and search for Boost iPhone 15. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable, fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word. But let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring because of its irresistible scent and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring today.
Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Big games, big concerts, big events. Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Any city, any event. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, and events from San Antonio to Las Vegas. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran-owned. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesometix.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
So I have been in the operating room most of my career, watching people have orthopedic surgery, watching people get knees replaced, hips replaced, shoulders fixed, and I knew there had to be a better way.
That's Dr. Daniel Zuckerman, a medical director for QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in non-invasive regenerative treatments for pain relief.
I see so many people who could have been helped before they got to the operating room if only they had known about regenerative medicine.
QC Kinetics, a natural alternative that uses your body's own healing properties to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue, providing long-lasting relief without drugs, surgery, or downtime.
Well, it feels great when I do get to see somebody who we help, who I know I kept out of the operating room. It's amazing how we change people's lives without surgery.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
It's almost that time. Home for the holidays. Get your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year. Increase your chance of winning by also getting your friends entered socially. Make this holiday season the best ever. Just visit sasportstar.com and get signed up. One national winner could win up to $18,000 and pay their rent or mortgage in 2024. Official rules and sign up at sasportstar.com.
We're talking high school football in the break. This is R&R in the morning here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Where is Piper? And I are from here. Where the hell's Piper High School?
Yeah, John Robbins just told me Smithson Valley stills in Piper and something Davenport.
Don't know.
I don't know where Piper or Davenport.
We want you to go fight and win. We just don't know who the heck you are. Yeah, there's San Antonio local schoolboy football that they're still playing tonight. High school football rounds itself weird. Is the quarters right now? Is that where we are?
Somewhere around there, yeah. I know Steele just beat the hell out of Harlan last week.
Out of Harlan. So it's Valley Week then. It's Valley.
Okay.
Ryan and our digital guy's a Valley guy. So
yeah, he's like, ain't no Valley.
The Valley team's in tonight. And will be ended next week by all the Austin franchises as schoolboy football continues. Hey, we're going to do some NFL pick'em here in just a minute. So go to your devices and get yourself ready. But when we talk Cowboys, we talk to you. 656-3776-656 ESPN. Cowboys win. That's the headline. What do we take from that? Let's hit the lines. Ryan, thanks for holding on. You're on R&R.
Yeah, first of all, love the show. If we need to be Philly, we need to work fixing the penalties. And then I was going over on Facebook, some people were saying that Dan Quinn should get fired, but I say no, he should not get fired.
Ryan, we agree with you wholeheartedly. No, don't fire Dan Quinn. It was a rough outing, but let's consider what they did manage to do. When the plays needed to be made, they were made. Even the guy who got roasted all night long had an interception.
I know, right? They should have had two.
They did not have a sack, though, given the night that he was 1 of 8 in the fourth quarter under duress. When he was being pressured, the Cowboys got there when they had to, even when their gas tanks were empty. And as we listen to the Nationals all day long go, well, they gave up touchdowns by the bushel to a team that hadn't scored an offensive touchdown in nearly 2 full games, 7 quarters. They're going to say, well, you made DK Metcalf. You brought him back to the world after he disappeared for the last 3 months. But the fact is, they overcame penalties. They overcame an offensive onslaught that nobody expected. They overcame I'm not going to say collapse, but an obvious issue with DaRon Bland. And they won the football game.
Ooh, they won. Oh, nothing. They did. Quick update. My man Justice Piper is by Timberwood Park and Davenport is by Garden Ridge.
So they're north of town.
Guess so. No, the Garden Ridge that's out there way up 35.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Anyway.
So Piper High School, go fight win.
Yeah, Davenport, same.
Back to the phones. Martin, dial 656-3776. Martin, Cowboys win. What do you think?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are y'all?
We're lovely.
I still having a lot of issues with McCarthy. During the Eagles game, they should have went for 3. It's 4th down. I saw that last night. It's 4th and 3, and they throw the ball down into the end zone. I see too many 4th and 2s, 4th and 3s, and they're throwing the ball 10, 20, 30 yards down the field instead of getting first down. It's going to bite us. A lot of times we should be getting 3 points, and we're coming away empty-handed. And, last night, if Seattle scores, Dallas could have lost by 1 because we're not getting those 3-point field goals when it might not seem like much at the time, but you've seen that repetitive coming out of McCarthy, 4th and short.
You hit the nail on the head, my brother. These games, the things that Rudy talked about earlier, we might not care about, they win, but these penalties, they're going to come back and bite you in the ass. They always do.
You know what, Rob? The vibe I'm getting from Cowboy fan today is battered Aggie.
Yeah.
This is battered Cowboy syndrome. Like I haven't heard any. Now, have we had one positive Cowboy call today?
Well, I mean, when they came in the game,
I thought they were
going to
be I thought there'd be a lot more positivity in the air today
because the first half, quite frankly, sucked. I mean,
they double dipped them too. They scored a touchdown. You know what McCarthy talks about that all the time. Like, hey, we wanted to double dip there. They scored at the half, then scored on the first drive of the third quarter. They let them double dip them.
Man, if the Cowboys would have squeezed this victory away, if they'd have puckered up and given up a late score and lost this game,
the phones would have been lit.
There would have been 5 different instances that you could have pointed to last night and go, there's why they lost. I mean, from the ongoing encroachment and offsides penalties to DaRon Bland's inability to cover anybody, quite frankly, last night.
Hey, easy on the 5th. He is a friend of R&R in the morning.
He is. We love him. He got an interception, but my goodness, all 3 made the Pro Bowl on him last night. All 3 of them. So, I mean, and then the penalties, and then there were, God bless your heart, Mike. There were some dumb calls, just flat out. What was that kind of offensive play call? There's a couple. There was the weird timeout, not timeout, which was clock management issues, which he just doesn't have a grasp for. There was the pass to the corner of the end zone late when all you really need to do was run the clock, get as many seconds off before you kick that field goal. And the audacity, that was just a poke in the eye touchdown throw. I mean, they wanted to really put it into Seattle. I mean, they wanted to embarrass them at that point.
Now, I want to say, was it this week? Yeah, it was this week. Early in the week, Monday, I want to say Adam Schefter said there's going to be 7 to 10 jobs open, Rob. Did Dan Quinn lose his best opportunity last year, or will there be job offerings for him this year still?
That's a tough one. We had KJ Wright on yesterday. If you missed him, he was great.
He said Dan Quinn was gone.
Well, he's a disciple, though.
Right.
He has
last year Dan Quinn was a hot commodity. This year with the defense somewhat moonwalking, will those opportunities still be there, especially when most teams are looking for an OC to take over?
You know what? While the numbers ain't pretty, he is coaching right now 2 Defensive Player of the Year candidates at some point in the season. He has turned DaRon Bland into a middle round draft pick into a potential all pro for sure, potential, Defensive Player of the Year. So I still think the shine's on the apple. I think he'll be on a lot of short lists.
And that's all the more reason why the Cowboys got to close. Because again, you're still going to have the same dogs. Diggs will be back. You'll still have Micah Parsons, Rob. But the vibe and the feel and the timing of the play call and the timing of the blitz and the attention to detail on taking the ball away. That was another thing that KJ Wright explained to us. He's like, when I was with Dan Quinn, we never worried about big hits. We always played the ball. So that would be walking out of the door. That vibe, it's different.
Oh,
so you got to close when you have all the pieces in place.
Did you pick them last night? Did you have the Cowboys winning? If you did, I hope you put it there at sasportstar.com because there is hardware involved. We do the pro football pick 'em every week. Our weekly winners take away fantastic, wonderful prizes from Five Oaks Ace Hardware. You're going to get a $50 gift card. Walk in there, and the world is your oyster. And you win this whole thing, $1,000 toward your favorite or ultimate sports or concert experience, courtesy of Awesome Tickets. But you have to play to win. Shall we, Rudy?
Shall we? We should.
We shall. Let's dive right in. Let's hope that you took those Dallas Cowboys last night, but the weekend is just beginning as my computer has suddenly frozen.
Well, I got it.
Let's go. Start them off.
Indianapolis at Tennessee.
Oh, man.
I know. That's like, ooh. That's booty crumbs on the back of the toilet.
You know, I don't know what's going on in Tennessee right now. I'm going to take. Who's at home?
Tennessee.
I'll take the Fighting Levi's.
I'll go with the Colts.
There we go.
You have the Justin Herbert behind Dak Prescott Chargers versus the New England Patriots.
Come on, fighting. I think the
Chargers.
The Chargers are imminent to win. And who's going to play quarterback for New England this week? Is Zappy going to get it?
They both play.
No,
they run a two-system quarterback.
Wow, this sucks. Okay, that's two bad games.
Detroit at the Saints.
That matters. Detroit.
I'll take Detroit as well.
Boy, what happened to the Saints last week?
I don't know,
man.
Dude. They're bad. Saints fans are crying. They get Dennis Allen the hell out of there. Falcons head to the Jets. No Aaron Rodgers yet.
God, what a plethora of junk. All right. Wow. I'll take on the road Atlanta. What the hell?
Well, let's keep the poop rolling downhill. Arizona heads to Pittsburgh.
God. What is going on? Okay.
I'll take Pittsburgh.
Why not? New offensive coordinator, newfound confidence in Pickett. Yeah, I think.
And this week is food poisoning because it's still coming out of the rear. Miami heads to the Commanders.
Man, oh man. Okay, Miami, keep it up. We got a matchup coming.
This is a good one. Finally, Denver heads to Houston. 2 6-5 teams. Both teams need a win.
This is a low-key good football game. Denver is getting hot, man. I do you give them credit yet? Are they as good as they think they're going to be?
That's another thing Joe got wrong. He said Sean Payton sucks. He doesn't. He just had to change a whole mindset, a feces of things. I'll take Denver to go into Houston and win.
Oh, Houston at home, coming off of a tough loss.
I like Denver.
I like Denver too, but I'm going to take Houston because I'm going to see what CJ Stroud's made of. I think I don't think you're going to win it, but I think you'll play well. I'm going to take Houston on a fly.
And this week it's coming out of both ends. Let's start the vomit. Carolina heads to Tampa.
Oh my gosh. Is Mayfield healthy? Not that it matters.
I don't know. I'll take Tampa.
But I guess I got. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Oh God. Cleveland headed to the Rams.
What has happened?
It's the war of attrition, man. Teams are losing players. It is what it is.
I'll take the Rams.
Oh, I'm taking Cleveland.
Who's playing quarterback for Cleveland?
Dorian Robinson?
No, I think
or is it Madam PJ Walker?
Is it what?
Flacco.
I think Flacco. That's what I was going to say. I heard Flacco was taking snaps.
Oh my God. Well, regardless, I'm taking Cleveland.
All right, Joe Flacco back from the dead.
The Sunday night game.
There we go.
Kansas City versus Green Bay. No, stop it.
Green Bay is actually getting a little bit better.
I'll take Kansas City.
Yeah, I'll take it.
And the game of the week, San Fran at Philly. At Philly.
I know this is my heart talking, but I think the 49ers are going to go beat them. I think San Francisco is ready to go win a game, and Philadelphia has been, you can't keep playing from a deficit.
I'm find a way. Philadelphia find a ways. I'll take Philly because they're at home.
I cannot wait to see the tush push, the brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it, against that front four of the 49ers.
Oh.
I cannot wait to see.
I don't even think they can stop.
I don't think they can
now,
either. But
this is one for Purdy because the 49ers were crying last year. Oh, we would have had Purdy. We would have had Purdy. They started fist fighting at the end of that game. Debo and A.J. Brown had a Twitter beef. Debo said this week, I hate Philly. I hate their fans. It's real. It's rugged. It's raw. It's old school NFC, but I'm taking Philly.
You know, it's funny how they both own up to the rivalry.
Right.
They own up to it. I'm not sure the Cowboys were ready for that. I wonder if they're ready now after a big win. What do we got Monday night? That was the Chiefs game?
Cincy at Jacksonville.
Cincy at Jacksonville. That's the flex game.
No, it's not the flex game this week. No Joe Burrow. I'm taking Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm going to take Jacksonville too.
And Pledge let me know that Houston-Denver game was at noon, but because there was so much diarrhea above it, they flipped them, and they put the Houston game at 3 because everything else was trash.
I heard Jim Rome talking, I guess it was Tuesday.
Did you hear that? About how 95% of these games are terrible?
This weekend is terrible.
Awful.
And
Thank God for college football.
Thank God. And think about the Cowboy effect and them not being around on Sunday. And wait till you see the numbers dip a little bit this weekend.
You know what this Sunday screams? Oh,
yep.
I'm going to play golf.
It's going to be sunny.
I'm going to play golf. I'm not watching that crap.
South Texas, you got a weekend to put up your tree, decorate your house, and go play some golf because there's just not a lot going on until 3 o'clock on Sunday.
Book it at golfcluboftexas.com.
Hey, go, man.
You're not missing anything other than Denver, Houston.
And you know the courses are in great shape right now.
Yeah,
Soft greens. Oh,
we literally have 2 good games. We got San Fran, Philly, and we have Denver, Houston. That's it.
RJ Ochoa is just around the corner. We're going to talk with him after a spectacular game last night, and his defense of Dak Prescott is finally starting to pay off. It appears that Dak is now the front runner or awfully close to the MVP.
He should be the MVP right now. He should. And that's coming from someone that hates on Dak a lot.
Last Cowboy MVP?
I'm going to say Emmett.
It was Emmett
maybe
22, 23 years ago.
Did Emmett win an MVP? He had to have. The leading rusher of the world.
What do we say? Don't ask me if you can Google it. You know what I mean? But it's been a bit since the Cowboys have had one, and they have 2 actual contenders. A little bit of weird news coming out of the NFL yesterday. Von Miller.
Ooh,
this is ugly. Evidently, their bye week, he was down in Dallas and put his hands on his
mother of his child.
Yes. Police warrant, 3rd-degree assault.
Those 2 have had their goal. They've been around the world and
have they had some issues before?
Yeah.
This is not going to bode well.
No.
This is one of those protect the shield kind of moments that we look directly to 5th Avenue.
Yeah, Vaughn.
And
I said it wrong, Rob. They moved the Houston game to 12.
Oh.
So this way they don't compete with the Niners Philly.
So at least we get a game at noon.
The NFL, even the NFL knows like, wow, we got a bunch of crap. Let's not have Houston Denver compete with San Fran Philly. Let's move Houston Denver to 12. So we'll at least have 2 good games out of the 10 other vomit games.
A close score does not mean good game. And
Thank you.
Just because it's 17-14 doesn't mean it was a good game. And the NFL is going to tell us, hey, wait, it's going to be competitive. And it will be competitive this weekend. A lot of really close games decided by missteps, bad passes, and turnovers.
I give you the Bears. Who was that on Monday? Was that Bears-Vikings?
Literally the worst football game of the year. I mean, without hesitation, Monday night was a serving of crap for 4 hours. It was just trash. And look at what we get this weekend. I don't blame the NFL.
The NFL looked at the schedule and said, oh, my God, move Denver and Houston to 12 so we can have 6 hours of coverage. Because if not, everybody's going to be at Golf Club of Texas.
Can you imagine what red zone's going to look like? Well, we got no one in scoring.
No, it's not red zone this week. It's dead zone.
Dead zone.
This week is called the dead zone. Like, did you watch a game or did you watch the dead zone? I watched the dead zone.
I snoozed all the way through it. The last hour is going to be our best hour. Isn't that always the way? RJ Ochoa is imminent. We continue with the NFL gumbo. Tyreek Hill. He gets it, but the NFL doesn't. You'll figure out what that means in just 15 minutes. And for those that have held out hope, for those that have been desperate for just a little bit of entertainment, just a little bit of crumb of goodness, we've got tickets to give away to Sebastian Maniscalco and a Breaking Benjamin in the next hour. So what your assignment will be to stay close, keep your device handy. And while you got it handy, you need to be watching us live. Go to our YouTube feed. Make sure you have subscribed appropriately, liked significantly, and told all those that you know, because it's important for that kind of stuff to get done.
It is. What do you want to give away?
I don't got, you want to give away some tickets right now?
Yes.
Let's do this. I saw that Sebastian Maniscalco, who has now become one of the preeminent stand-up comedians, has a brand new Max special. It was advertised ad nauseum last night during the football game. Great stand-up. He's coming to San Antonio. It'll be in August, but that tells you how big a wig this guy is, because he'll be at our Ice House, the Frost Bank Center. You want to go?
Nice.
656-3776 is the number to dial. And if you are Dak Prescott, you are winning. Caller number 4 is walking away with Sebastian Maniscalco tickets, and we got Breaking Benjamin tickets to give away just on the other side. Everybody want to take a break?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, hit your respective corners, wash your mouth out, and be right back. It's R&R, and this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the holidays. We're all in the loving spirit for the time being. And the good folks at the Ewald crew, all 11 locations, want to wish you and your family a very, very happy holiday season, or a Merry Christmas from Ewald Kubota. Still huge savings on the M-Series tractors. The compact tractors right now, because it's the holidays, 0 down and 0% for 84 months. That's right. Now's the perfect time to invest in the tractor package, including the trailer. Yeah, so you get the tractor and get you the trailer with it. You just got to pull up with the truck. Don't forget the tax savings with Section 179. The guys at Ewald Kubota can help you figure all of that out. Also, with all of this beautiful rain, the guys are discounting walk-behind mowers $1,000 off. That's right. So, from the Gulf of Mexico to the hill countries of Texas for 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Check out the Jim Rome Show, weekdays at noon.
If you're San Antonio, there are benefits that come along with it. I will cut you the front of the line. We're going to hype the return.
On 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Life moves fast. No one has time for a car, truck wreck, or commercial vehicle accident. At Davis Law Firm, we get it. When you call the force, you don't have to worry about insulting offers from insurance adjusters, property damage, or car rental. We recently settled a wrongful death case in a commercial vehicle accident for $5 million. Net to clients was $2.8 million. I'm Jeff Davis. If you were in a car, truck wreck, or hit by a commercial vehicle, call me at 444-4444. You got it. There's only one number to remember. 4. Attorney consultation by appointment only. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio. Davis Law Firm is a proud official partner, personal injury attorney of the San Antonio Spurs.
Lab-grown diamond wholesale prices have crashed. Huge factories in China and India have flooded the market with tens of millions of carats of lab-grown diamonds. They are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away for free with purchase. Many companies sell 1-carat lab-grown diamonds for a few $100s. But some jewelers are still selling lab diamonds for thousands of dollars. Pawn shops and jewelry stores have instruments that detect lab-grown diamonds in seconds. And just like CZs, they are very cheap to produce, and after purchase, they have no monetary value at all. America's Diamond has never sold lab-grown diamonds, and we warned our customers that wholesale prices would fall to almost nothing. Now they are so cheap that jewelers are giving them away, and wholesale prices continue to fall. America's Diamond only offers traditional, real, natural earth-grown diamonds that are rare, extremely beautiful, and have real value. See our television program tonight on ABC KSAT 12 at 12:35 a.m. or right now at americasdiamond.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-350-6946 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-350-6946. That's 800-350-6946. What do you have to lose? Call 800-350-6946. Again, 800-350-6946.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. Football, basketball, all the UFC fights. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Celebrating 10 years in business, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
My name is Nodge. I'm gonna rap you a tune. I work at a place called Quarter Moon.
It's not that kind of rap. Folks, all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC invite you to donate Rapping with Jack. If you'd like to donate a new toy or needed item, simply give it to any of our Quarter Moon trucks or vans you see around town, or stop by our office. For directions, visit quartermoonplumbing.com, 210-651-5899. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number M16004, DACLA 000743458.
They're local, they're San Antonio, and they know sports. They're R&R in the morning, KTFM Floresville, and SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Tonight on San Antonio Sports Star at 6 p.m., the Pac-12 Championship has Washington versus Oregon. Tomorrow, the Horns take on Oklahoma State and Jerry World. And at 2:30 on San Antonio Sports Star, we've got the SEC title game with Georgia taking on Alabama. And over on ESPN 1250, we have the ACC title game as Florida State takes on Louisville.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Coming at you like Micah on the last play of the game. It's R&R in the morning here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, Cowboys win. All is right in the world, right? There's no problems here. Cowboys win. That's all that matters.
Well, I can't tell by our callers.
Man, I really thought today was going to be a very different day. I thought I was going to have to throw water on the Cowboy fire. I thought everybody was going to be Super Bowl bound, baby. Look at what we did. But no, it's penalties and bad play calls and clock management. That's all you can think about when you came from behind and beat a, well, average to bad football team. But they do have a plus 500 record. You finally crossed that, and we are still looking for more.
This Seattle team, if I'm not mistaken, beat Detroit. It's not a bad football team, Cowboy fan. There's nothing wrong with holding your head up and your chest out today. I wouldn't do an end zone dance, but I wouldn't be upset at all. Again, the defense was not their best, but the positive in that is when our defense isn't getting 5 turnovers and 6-7 sacks, can we win a game? Yes, you can. You gave up 35, and Dak in the offense said, hold my beer. That's a positive. If you don't, again, look, this is coming from a Bear fan who went all the way to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman. And when it came time for Rex to have to try and bring the team back, that car just wouldn't start. So, look, I've seen these teams over the years when you have that game manager quarterback, the ultimate game manager quarterbacks, and the defense is having an off day, and you just flat out get your teeth kicked in. This is a good positive thing. Like, okay, well, 35, all right, defense, I got you. This is what we call complimentary football.
Complimentary football.
You see what I'm saying? Like, see, I'm not, y'all call me a Cowboy hater. I'm actually not. I'm just fair and balanced. When they suck, I tell you.
Did the defensive front seven give you enough to feel comfortable against this Philly offensive line and running attack that's coming? Because we know what Seattle is. Without K9 and that offensive line, they're not supposed to dominate that offensive front, and they did last night. Even though the Cowboys had time of possession and a lot of that, it felt like that D-line was on their heels most of the night. It did.
I'll say this. There was, by my eye, so that means there was at least 7 or 8 more. By my eye, there were 4 times where they had 3 people on Micah. 3. Dorrance, Mozzie, DeMarcus, Hankins, do your job.
Mm-hmm.
Do your job. If Micah's taking on 3, somebody else has to step to the plate. You got to get home when Micah's getting triple teamed. Micah's doing what he said he wanted to do. He's making impact plays, and he's still having to make the game-winning play after being triple teamed all last night. So I won't say that they can't do it against Philly because, again, they went into Philly and almost beat them. So I think it is enough. And I think it's enough because this offense is vibrating at a very, very high frequency.
Cowboys came in favored by 9, but that was,
and I guess Minix had the line of the night when they threw it on 3rd and 3, up 5. Minix said, "Damn, McCarthy's trying to cover."
That
was the line of the night. Like, these coaches say they don't know, like they know every stat known to man. Because even Shanahan was asked about Philly, like, "Hey, why are y'all favored going in there with the team with 1 loss?" Shanahan's like, "I don't know how that works, and it's puzzling to me." But they all know the line, and it kind of felt like maybe that's why he threw it on 3rd and 3. Rob, he was trying to cover.
Of all of the plays last night, if the Cowboys had lost,
oh my Lord,
that one and the weird not timeout extra cost 5 yards, we didn't get the play in time there at the end, would have been brought up primarily, and it would have hung directly on McCarthy. And it's unfortunate that it does lie there, but I'm starting to get the sense that clock management just kind of escapes McCarthy. It just, this has been going on for so long that it's not going to get fixed. We're going to just have to deal with it. There are going to be times when they don't get the play in time for whatever reason, and we're going to have to deal with
that. Delay of game bothered me. And the Mike is my guy.
Almost inexcusable, man. You don't.
Or
see
is that on your quarterback?
I don't know.
Is your quarterback supposed to take the timeout?
Good point. And I don't know where the blame lies, but we're now 4 years into this. We're now 4 different the clock management crap, whether it's been Kellen or Shoddy or whoever's been around, is still an issue. And
I could put that on Dak's second in command when it comes to the clock. Let's say McCarthy and Schottenheimer having an argument over what play to run. At that point, I've seen the greats do it. The great quarterbacks just look at the sideline, start screaming and cussing, take a timeout, and start walking toward the sideline. Start stomping over. So, yes, is it on McCarthy? Absolutely. Not trying to pass blame. But after that, you have to take the initiative for Daddy and take the timeout. It's inexcusable to take a delayed game in that situation, in that crucial of a moment. Again, it all worked out, but those are type of things that in a divisional round on the road, it could come back to bite you.
So we're painting this picture with the negative first, because everything we talked about, there was a positive spin to this. I mean, for every bad call, there was a brilliant one. And I will say the play call of the year for McCarthy,
which one?
Was the jet sweep.
Great call.
That was a brilliant call. That whole defensive line saw Pollard, aimed at Pollard, and we watched CD turn the corner. It was a brilliant call, very quickly followed up by a couple of dumb plays. But that alone, to me, was significant because it just showed the rhythm that he and Dak have gotten into.
He's definitely in a rhythm. Now, at halftime, again, I haven't watched the halftime of Prime all year. So I don't really watch those guys. But what they talked about at halftime, and which is another reason I'm going to give the Cowboys a lot of credit, was when they met with Pete Carroll all week. What Pete Carroll said was, we're all in. We got to have it. We've been disrespected. KJ Wright told us the same thing. Mm-hmm. This is a team that is coming in. They feel disrespected. So you caught a team in Seattle that had to win that game. That KJ, a bunch of guys called it a must win. And you fought that type of team off. Even though you were at home, you fought off a team that had to have it. It was pretty much a playoff game for Seattle, and you were able to hold them off with some really, really clutch plays in the second half to hold on to win that game. So good. There's a lot of positives. Yes, are there negatives? There's negatives. I don't give a damn if you're 16-0. Your coach is like, well, yeah, we still haven't hit our stride. I mean, look at Philly. Jalen Hurts not smiling after the game. Oh, yeah, we still haven't played our best. Like, this is who you are. There's negatives in every game. But when you're fighting a wounded duck that has to have it, and they're really good, I mean, Njigba, Lockett, Metcalf, they got a squad. They have two. Their corners may be the two best corners in the league, and Willen in the
the Illinois kid.
Yeah, the kid out of Illinois. Those two DBs, they're really, really good. That is a good. I'm not going to sit around here and let everybody act like Seattle's just some team. That is not Carolina. That's not the Giants. They're not. Seattle is a good football team.
And they had to win.
And they had to have it. That's a good football team. That's a good win.
They came in before the game started, had a 41% chance of making the playoffs. If they had a win last night, it would have jumped to nearly 70%, 67%. That's with San Francisco coming next week. They took the loss last night. They got San Francisco coming, and that dropped to a 34% chance according to ESPN. It's just going to be difficult.
You can't beat Philly with 10 penalties, though.
No, and that will be, I would guess, the number one topic of conversation when McCarthy and his coaches and everybody get back together. They're going to talk about, while we understand that I think both Pete Carroll and McCarthy view penalties as a cost of doing business. You know what I mean? If we're going to play the way I want to play, we're going to do some dumb things because I want them to play at 105%. And when you do that, sometimes you're going to jump off sides. Sometimes you're going to grab a receiver a little early. And, it's just part of the way we play. But when you get to championship games, that cost is too high.
Yeah. I mean, again, I hate to keep going back to that game, but it's worth talking about. Again, the San Francisco game in 2021 stands out. Now, this is another thing I'll say, the offensive line. They're doing it. Now, Dak did get sacked 4 times, but this is what I'll say about that offense, man. Ferguson and Brandon Cooks coming to the party. Again, Cowboy hater, bear with me. I'm just saying what I'm seeing. With Ferguson and Cooks coming to the party, they're almost unstoppable. They're almost unstoppable with Ferguson and Dak finally getting on the same page. And now Cooks has entered the chat. Cooks is that guy that's in the group chat that rarely responds. But when he does, the whole group gets hyped like, hey, Brandon, we ain't seen you in a minute. And it just brings a better vibe to the group chat because it's like, yo, we finally got Brandon to respond. That's what Brandon Cooks is to this offense. He's the guy that's really never in the chat. But when he comes in there, everybody's in a better mood. And Brandon Cooks has, I want to say 5 touchdowns in the last 3 or 4 games. They're tough to beat when Ferguson and Cooks do what they did last night. Really tough to beat.
8 different receivers coming from Dak's arm, 12 catches from CeeDee Lamb, over 100 yards yet again, 116 and a touchdown. It was his 600-yard receiving game of the season. That's the most by a Cowboy since T.O. did it back in 07, also in 06. Only Michael Irvin had 11 and 95 and 7 and 91, has more 100-yard games in the Cowboys' regular season history.
How you feel about T.O. being in your history books, considering how that all ended? Because how it ended, you forget how good he was in the uniform.
I'll be real honest. When you ask me to say, T.O., what do you think of? I don't see him in a Cowboy uniform. When you ask me about T.O., I see him in a 49er uniform, standing at 50-yard line, getting
But he did some Hall of Fame stuff in the Cowboy uniform, though.
It was wasted.
Be clear.
Yeah, it was wasted effort. And because it was wasted effort, in my mind, he has never been a Cowboy. He just passed through. He did. He just passed on through. If there had been a victory or two, I don't know. That's my wide receiver.
Yeah, because and then there's also the playoff game where he shows up to the plane late and Philly rolls him 41-3. As in Jerry took him out to dinner, said, "I gotta let you go," and he's like, "Who you talking about?" He's like, "You."
Why me?
Yeah, great game. CD Rob has put CD along with James Pledger ahead of Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
What?
I have told you this.
What did you tell me?
There are 4 great receiver positions out there, and there are 6 candidates. And I will say that CeeDee Lamb is one of the 6 candidates. I think there are There are 6 great wide receivers, but there's 4 above the rest, and I think you can make an argument for all 6. And I think that CeeDee is very comfortably the 4th best wide receiver.
So, then let me take a deep breath. I have to say this.
12 catches
this hurts me.
for 116 yards and a touchdown. 6 consecutive 100-yard receiving games. And keep in mind, those first 3, everybody knew it was going to him.
Okay, well, then I have to say this. Don't we have to give this quarterback one of the top quarterbacks in the league?
Rudy,
then,
you're
too?
the first to jump on
I don't
this,
know.
and I
don't know. Do we have to say that Dak? I mean, he ain't throwing it. CeeDee ain't throwing it to himself.
He right now is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. He's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. You can pull yourself off the floor. Threw for 299, 3 TDs, and 0, no interceptions. It improved Dak Prescott's MVP odds from 8-1 to 5-1. He's passed Lamar Jackson in that. He's thrown multiple touchdowns in 6 straight games, tied for the longest streak of his career. He is playing the best he's ever played on the best offense the Cowboys have had in 20 years. This is the best he's been. This is it. This is Dak Prescott at just about his ceiling. When we thought after year 1, what could Dak Prescott be? This is it. We got him.
And you know what? You know who I'm most mad at? The statistician. Dak Prescott is 1 yard away last night from breaking an NFL record of having 4 consecutive games of over 300 yards. And the statistician leaves him at 299.
Oh.
Come on, statistician.
Come on.
Let's sneak that man a yard.
That's Shoddy's fault. That's somebody on the sidelines, man.
Just let him throw it.
Remember, they had a play to run at the end of the game. They had time.
That's the 3rd and 3.
That's
McCarthy
the 3rd and 3.
That's the 3rd and 3. We just figured it out.
Let's hope.
We're here to help. Everybody's wondering why would he throw it on 3rd and 3? Because remember,
the record with a touchdown.
When CeeDee was about to break the record, he was like, "Yeah, we're cognizant of it, and we wanted." He was like, "It's NFL history. We wanted them to have it." They were cognizant of Bland. They went in the locker room, gave Bland the game ball. NFL history. You think Mike McCarthy didn't know that Dak was about to break an NFL record if he got those 3 yards and was able to get 4 straight games with 300+ yards? So San Antonio and surrounding areas, if you're wondering why Mike McCarthy threw it on 3rd and 3, it's because he's a player's coach and he wanted Dak to break the record. We've solved the problem for you. Everybody can rest easy.
You know what? And very few places in the world can you throw something out like that and then get able to justify it. You're going to want to tune in on Friday when we have Mike McCarthy here on our airwaves, and we're going to ask him, justify that corner throw late in the game. And I would like to think you'll go, well, yeah, we were 1 yard away from breaking a record. I wanted Dak to do it with a touchdown.
All right, let's look at these MVP odds. Who is this according to? This is
BetMGM.
Okay, Jalen Hurts plus 140. I don't get it. Patrick Mahomes plus 400. He's having his worst season. And then there's Dak Prescott in 3rd, who should be in 1st.
Right now.
You know what?
Best quarterback in the NFL.
A diehard Seahawk, who his team was playing the Cowboys last night, and KJ Wright, you can go to San Antonio Sports Star /Audio Vault, told us right here on these airways yesterday around this time, a little bit, about 15 minutes from now yesterday, that Dak Prescott was the best quarterback in the NFL right now.
It feels it. It's hard to accept.
It's hard to even.
Cowboy.
It's hard. I had to pray. I had to light a candle before I said it.
Dak Prescott is the leading MVP candidate
in our
eyes. 4th by BetMGM, and by Caesars, he is rocketed up to 1st or 2nd, depending on where the money is laying.
Who's y'all's MVP? Call us.
656-3776, 656-ESPN. And while the Cowboys are done and the NFL is offering a plate of quinoa all weekend long, college football is offering us their championship games. It all starts tonight right here on our brother and sister networks. We're covering it live, and we're talking about it next. Oregon, Washington, winners in, losers gone, and there might be a Heisman Trophy on the balance as well. We're talking college football next. This is R&R here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's almost that time. Home for the holidays. Get your mortgage or rent paid for an entire year. Increase your chance of winning by also getting your friends entered socially. Make this holiday season the best ever. Just visit sasportstar.com and get signed up. One national winner could win up to $18,000 and pay their rent or mortgage in 2024. Official rules and sign up at sasportstar.com.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total
ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Here we go.
Here comes the Sandman,
Ladies and gentlemen.
Adam Sandler.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The I Missed You Tour.
Should we clap along? I'm going to play guitar a little bit for you.
Adam Sandler, live.
Take him away!
Frost Bank Center, December 7th.
All right, let's lose that. I hate it.
Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
You're all set with your Medicare prescriptions, Mrs. Brown.
This is not just low-cost copays at Walgreens.
I can actually help you set up 90-day refills if you want.
This is having a partner you can trust. Get low-cost copays, 90-day refills, and delivery from your neighborhood Walgreens. This is being independent. Together. Walgreens.
Restrictions apply. For details, see walgreens.com/pharmacy.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Don't go through another year with that awful joint pain. Call QC Kinetics right now and make 2024 the year you go back to living a normal life again. Hey, it's James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star. QC Kinetics can give you your life back. They're the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. These are all natural treatments that can repair and restore that damaged tissue, giving you pain-free movement again. QC Kinetics has tens of thousands of satisfied patients around the country. People who have had knee, back, shoulder pain, who were able to get lasting relief with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. If you have pain from an old injury or pain associated with arthritis, you need to check this out. The future of medicine is here with the regenerative treatments from QC Kinetics. Make the call now so you can get the most out of 2024. Get back to doing what you love, and don't forget, you can use your HSA and FSA funds. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Looking to switch your phone service? Check out Boost Infinite Wireless. Its new technology switches between its own network and the other top 2 networks to find the best quality calls and data for you anywhere, anytime. And you can get a low-priced, unlimited wireless plan that gives you a new iPhone every year. So switch today. Call 855-55-BOOST. That's 1-855-55-BOOST. Visit boostinfinite.com. That's boostinfinite.com. Or go to amazon.com and search for Boost iPhone 15. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable, fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word, but let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring because of its irresistible scent and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring today.
It can happen in an instant. A car accident can change your life forever. From serious injuries to mounting medical bills to battling insurance companies. Accidents make life harder than it should be. If you've been in an accident, George Salinas Injury Lawyers are here for you. They're local, experienced, and ready to fight for results that make a difference. If you've been injured, don't call just any lawyer. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers at 210-225-0909 or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from the Blitz, starting at 2 o'clock today. We're live out at the Roof Hub, reacting to the Cowboys' win over the Seattle Seahawks last night. We've got tickets to give away to go see the Cowboys and Eagles. We'll do that at 5 o'clock today, so make sure you're tuned in. We'll also talk about the game with John Machota from The Athletic and get you ready for Conference Championship weekend. Rudy, you still on Washington for this weekend?
Absolutely. You know I die on the hill. And Joe, I got to figure out what beer I want Joe to buy me. I mean, he already filled up your fridge, Jason. He might as well fill up mine, too.
Use an icy cold Yingling.
Yeah, probably.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yingling. What up, Renee?
That's a good bet beer right there. This is R&R here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. RJ Ochoa of Blogging the Boys and the ESPN National Broadcast going to join us in about 15 minutes for his stop off. And I'm sure there will be a bit of a victory lap run from RJ. His guy has finally performed up to par. Tonight is a weird night in college football because we say goodbye to a conference. The Pac-12
we've come to the
is all but the Southwest Conference, as they are going to define themselves with one last championship game with one winner going to the Final Four. Going to make the playoff. Winner's in. And the underdog is favored. Oregon favored by a pretty healthy amount.
Dude.
The line, I think, is going to swing back the closer we get.
Swing!
But right now, Oregon favored by 8 or 9, depending on the book that you're looking at.
Where do they play Pac-12 championship?
That is a good question.
I think it's
Vegas.
It is
Vegas?
in Vegas.
And the Roomba?
And the Roomba. The kickoff will be at 8 o'clock. We will get you going about 6, I think. Or the kickoff is 7. I'm sorry. We'll get you going 6 with the pregame that everything's involved. And what will be, as far as entertainment factor and offense and defense and the unknown, I think this is the best game of the weekend. Now, the most impressive game, I think, will be Georgia-Alabama. I mean, that's the two big elephants going at each other.
Do you really think Alabama can stay on the field with them?
I do. Up until the Auburn game, I thought that Bama was playing good enough to beat them. Consider where Alabama came from. The Texas loss humiliated them, and it forced them to reevaluate what they wanted out of a quarterback. But Milroe has turned into a good one, and it was a parade against LSU. When they beat LSU, it was Bama showing the country, look, we can beat anybody, anytime. Give us a chance.
I want to read you what Kirby said about Milroe, and it made a lot of college football fans really upset, Rob. Because you know how much everybody loves Tebow. He was asked about Milroe. He said, no offense to because they said, do you see Tim Tebow in him? And Kirby says, quote, no offense to Tim Tebow, but this guy is different. Milroe, what I want to, where's my computer? Oh, damn. Of course my computer acts up. He said Milroe is different. He said this guy is a bigger and just as fast Lamar Jackson. And college football fans lost their bleep. No offense to Tim Tebow. Now, keep in mind, in a lot of people's eyes, Tim Tebow is the greatest
college football player ever to walk.
He said, no offense to Tebow, but he's different. He said he's Lamar Jackson, but bigger and stronger. Why are you having such a hard time with that?
Because
is that him just being nice?
Yes. Well, not being nice.
Coach speak?
No, that's a CYA discussion. That's CYA. If I lose, I just lost to the guy who I just called better than the greatest college football player most people have ever seen.
Okay.
Jalen Milroe ain't the greatest college. He ain't better than Tim Tebow. He got benched. This dude had to come off the bench, so even Saban didn't see it at the beginning of the season. Even Saban, up until game one.
Saban was mad at him because Saban wanted that Texas game. So Saban taught him a lesson like, nope, you made me lose to Texas. Nope, I'm not having it.
Disagree wholeheartedly on that one. Is he a very talented athlete? Yes. He's not even the best quarterback to play for Bama in the last 5 years.
Yeah, he said Milroe. Oh, he said, I used to ask my sons who are they playing with on Madden. And his sons would say, hey, I'm playing with the Ravens. And Smart was like, why are you playing with the Ravens? They say, I got Lamar Jackson and nobody can tackle him. He said, well, quote, this guy's bigger and a more physical version of that. He's playing at a different speed than anybody else when you watch him. I'm just telling you what Kirby said about the kid.
I'm down, man. Puffery. I'm down. Give the man all the credit. So when you beat him, you beat what you called.
I'm not going. Look. I feel you, Kirby. Nick is your guy, and you want your team to come in. He wants his defense to come in and treat this kid with the proper respect. But he's not Tebow, and he damn sure ain't Lamar Jackson. Those are Heisman winners. And hell, Milroe might win one. I don't know. But he's not Tebow or Lamar Jackson, and he's not as fast as Lamar Jackson. Is Milroe that fast?
He's a big old boy.
Is he faster than Lamar?
No. I watched him. I've seen him.
Okay.
He's a big old boy. He is a hell of an athlete, big quarterback, and he's going to be great. But even at his greatest, he ain't Lamar Jackson. He ain't Tim Tebow. He ain't 4 or 5 of the other SEC quarterbacks. He's really good, but he's not even as good as Jalen, who had to transfer away. He's not as good as Tua, for sure.
Right.
I mean, so I'm not going to bite that, but I will say, as we put to bed what was in college football, because this is really the end of an era. We're into the 4-game playoff, the end of the Pac-12. There's something so perfectly familiar with the SEC championship game that it is a great way to say goodbye to the current system, that we do get a battle of a very hot team against what could be the dynasty of which we're going to judge this generation in Georgia. Are we going to look back on this
man,
time?
We can go to Lou Holtz. Georgia. Yeah, we go to Lou Holtz. We could go to what's my man's name from Nebraska?
Oh, Tom Osborne.
Tom Osborne. We could go to Joe Paterno, Bobby Bowden, Jimmy Johnson. I don't know if any of them won 3 in a row.
I can't remember 3 in a row. I don't know if OU and Nebraska. Those would be the only 2 that would be candidates.
Your boy Nick, he didn't take the Sark route, Rob. Sark was like, nope, I'm not going to start lobbying. Nick went on to the Pat McAfee show and said, if you only have 1 loss in our league, you're one of the best 4 teams in the country.
And he's right. But he's wrong.
What?
He is right. You're one of the best 4 teams in the country. That doesn't mean you get the right to be ranked in the top 4. He's right.
Oh, I got you.
And he's wrong.
I got you.
We got RJ Ochoa coming around the corner, who's also right and wrong most of the time. RJ Ochoa, Blogging the Boys.
True.
And both can be true. Coming around the corner in just a second. Don't go nowhere. This is R&R. Hey, I got Breaking Benjamin tickets. So what we want to do is keep you around. We'll let RJ give them away in the next. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Jim Rome Show.
Hey, Jim Rome here, and back in the military city of San Antonio.
Weekdays at noon on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Hey folks, Steve Brent's here at beautiful Winans Creek Ranch in Bandera, inviting you to our holiday land sale event going on right now. It's the best time of the year to get an incredible deal on a gorgeous 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site here at Winans Creek. Take advantage of deep discounts and terrific bank and special below market seller financing. Plus, ask us about our closing cost bonus offers, saving you even more during our sale. Winans Creek features secluded private settings, spectacular 30-mile views, a gorgeous creekfront park, as well as paved roads, high-speed internet, electric, and more. Plus, Winans qualifies for low ag exempt taxes. The rush of the holidays will be here soon, but there's still time to get a great deal on your 10 to 15 acre luxury ranch home site you've always dreamed of. So come out and see me today at Winans Creek Ranch, and we'll help put together an incredible deal that will make your holidays bright. Give us a call at 866-952-6323 or go to WinansCreekRanch.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers Stay Hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. So visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner, NFL.
Must be 21 plus and present state where lawful to wager. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under an agreement with Kansas Star Casino LLC. First online real money wager, only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG in Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342 in Arizona, 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, 1-800-522-4700. Visit KSGamblingHelp.com in Kansas. 1-877-770-STOP in Louisiana. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net in West Virginia or call 1-800-522-4700 in Wyoming. Help is here. Visit gamblinghelpma.org or call 1-800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.
Boost Mobile is giving families the holiday gift they really want. When you switch to Boost, get an iPhone 11 for only $49.99 or a free Samsung Galaxy A23. You'll get amazing service too, because only Boost switches between the top networks to give you the best service. So stop by a Boost Mobile store and give the gift of Boost. That's an iPhone 11 for $49.99 or a free Samsung Galaxy A23. Get yours at a Boost Mobile store today. Visit boostmobile.com for details. New customers and in-store only. Requires auto pay and ID verification. Other restrictions apply. See participating dealers for details.
Jessica, this is the happiest day of my life. Right up there with the day I bought my RV and insured it with Progressive. Man, I love that thing. There are a million fish in the sea, which I'm reminded of every time I bring my RV to the lake, but I vow to love and cherish you just as much as I cherish campsites with full electric and water hookups. I'm so sorry.
Protect your beloved with an RV policy from Progressive. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
You know, this summer was hot and it was dry, and you can only imagine what that Texas weather has done to your roof. Stevens Roofing is your family-owned local roofing company. Now that fall is here, it's time to call Stevens Roofing for a free roof inspection because you want to make sure your roof is ready for the season ahead. Schedule online at stevensroofing.net or give them a call at 210-785-0994. 210-785-0994.
Happy holidays from your neighbors at El Guacamole Mexican Grill. Place your breakfast or lunch order today. Visit them at 250-20 or call 210-499-5364. Hot, fresh, made-to-order Mexican dishes. El Guacamole Mexican Grill.
It's the RJ Ochoa Show on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. What's going on in Jerry's world? What's the latest from Cowboy Camp? Find out right here, Friday mornings at 7:30 and 9:30 with the manager and editor-in-chief of Blogging the Boys, RJ Ochoa. Here's Robin Rudy.
It's R&R plus a J and an R and R and R and a J. It's what we call the RJ Ochoa Show. We're glad he is with us. Natalie adorned in a cowboy polo. It's Victory Polo Friday. Welcome on, RJ. Glad to have you aboard.
It's great to be with y'all. Great to see you, Rob, and your bright, shining, beautiful face. Edwin, always amazing to hear your voice. Rudy, what's up?
Yeah, how you doing, Rudy?
What? Well, then let's fight, RJ. I watch all your videos. I watch all your videos, right? I watch them all. You're a great follow. And last night, as you do after every Cowboy game, win or lose, you show your beautiful smile. And one line that left me scratching my head was, we can now end this narrative that they can't beat a team above 500 and they can't beat good teams. We can end that narrative. You ended that last night. That's it. The narrative is gone. Let's just throw it in the wind. Are you being for real with that?
So first of all, I appreciate saying I have a beautiful smile. I
You
want
do.
that smile
You do.
several times, but I had braces as a child, so it feels somewhat fraudulent.
Shout out to your
but
parents.
I think my parents would be happy to know their money was well.
You
spent.
won Best Smile?
I didn't even.
Is that a contest? Or did you just like?
It was like a social club,
Oh, okay.
like an end of year banquet thing. But
It is lovely,
You know, you put it on the resume. Anyway, I said that somewhat tongue in cheek, thinking of my kind of mouth area, because this is a dumb narrative in general. To act like, again, Rudy, who is the NFL team that has 9 wins all against gauntlet, quality
Nobody.
contenders?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Okay,
so why is this a discussion point specifically for the Cowboys. I mean, it's so silly. And again, I would tolerate this discussion more if they were eking out these wins against the quote-unquote below 500 teams. But they're blowing them out. And again, last night did beat a team that was above 500. If the Rams get to above 500 through the course of the regular season, do we give them credit for that? You know what I mean? Like right now, the Broncos are above 500. So people are like, hey, well, the Dolphins beat by scoring 70 points. That's above 500. This is a silly way of looking at things when there is so much information available to us. And you mentioned my videos. I would love to hear your thoughts on the video that I sent you yesterday on Instagram.
We've discussed.
You went to bat for a quarterback who hasn't been able to do the things that the Cowboys have to, even against below 500 teams.
Serve.
Okay.
Volley.
Real quick, for those just now tuning in that didn't hear, we had a big debate in Oxnard. It was Jason and RJ versus Joe Reinagle and myself. I said, RJ, I'm the Los Angeles Chargers GM. You're Jerry Jones. I call you and say, I will give you Justin Herbert for Dak Prescott. And you immediately said, no way, shape, or form. Minnick said, no way, shape, or form. Joe and I looked at y'all like y'all were crazy. Last night, you sent me the video and said, do you still feel the same way? And I responded, because of the upside, it did take Dak a while to get here. This is Dak's best year in his 8th year. Isn't it only fair that we give Justin Herbert the same amount of time?
So Jason and I had a chat going on as well that was a lot funnier than what you just said. I think where I disagree the most.
Okay.
And this is what's amazing to me is for somebody who plays the position as viewed and as visible as it is for Dak Prescott. While this is the best that he's ever played, I think he has come very close to this many times before. Like people are acting like, you know, he's been a 6 out of 10 for his entire career, and it's just now this arrival. Like that's not the case at all. And so this has been who he has always been. There have just been things that worked against him and bad luck and poor play on his part, obviously, at different times in the past. But yeah, I'm happy to hear that some people, obviously not yourself, perhaps Joe, are in the proper light.
Only thing that he does better than Dak is he's younger. Right now, Dak is head and shoulders better than Justin Herbert.
He's also paid more. Would you pay Justin Herbert, 20% more?
Not right now.
Not yet.
No.
Now, let's stay on Dak real quick. Are we getting close to the ceiling?
A moment ago, before I joined you all, Ed Werder tweeted out that Dak became the 9th quarterback to throw for at least 20 touchdown passes and no more than 2 interceptions in a single season 6-game span. Of the previous 8 quarterbacks to do it, 6 of them won MVP. That list includes Aaron Rodgers twice, Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson did it while not winning the MVP. So did Drew Brees. So I guess I would answer, did we ever understand what the ceiling was on Tom Brady or Drew Brees?
No.
Or Peyton Manning was one of those as well in 2013. I mean, this is, if it is the ceiling, I think when we hear that term, we think like, oh, it's short lived.
No,
like
right?
We're
No.
for a ride. Like this is who, and I once wrote something for ESPNSA.com back in the day talking about how 2014 Tony Romo was kind of Romo finally reaching an intellectual understanding of the game that was far superior to his competition. And unfortunately, the great tragedy of it all was he just couldn't withstand the game anymore from a physical perspective. Dak is at that same mental capacity, but with the physical body. He is Cyrano, but with the good looks. You know what I mean? Like he has everything you kind of want and dream. And Rudy, you mentioned it being his 8th year. I think that's part of what's happening here. He's seen a lot in the NFL. He's been in so many offensive systems that he now kind of has enough trust and belief and talent and skill to kind of put it all together in the way that we're seeing.
That's RJ Ochoa of Blogging the Boys. He's here for his Friday Weekly. And when I say this is his ceiling, I'm not saying this is a mountain peak and he's going to go decline. I'm saying when I saw Dak Prescott 8 years ago, and I thought, okay, what's this big boy who never took a snap under center at Mississippi State, who's got a reasonable arm? What can we expect the max out of him? And all of these skill sets. And over the last 5 weeks, we have seen what I thought he got the max out of everything he could do. This is it. And it's exactly what it needs to be.
Obviously, you both saw the Aaron Rodgers clip on Pat McAfee.
It was good, wasn't it?
My favorite thing that he said, and it's really difficult for me to give credit to Aaron Rodgers, but my favorite thing was that he mentioned that Dak is really playing the position.
Yes.
And my takeaway, my paraphrasing of that is, I am in no way trying to diminish the accomplishments of other NFL quarterbacks right now, but Dak isn't some parlor trick. He's not getting it done on the ground in this new modern way where he's this athlete like you talked about, Rob, the way he was at Mississippi State. I mean, everybody remembers that game in Baton Rouge against LSU where he ran all over them. This is a cerebral passing quarterback. I mean, who is getting it done by way of his arm, who is kind of a throwback and a harkening back to the elite modern evolution from passing game. And so I can understand how somebody like Aaron Rodgers would have an appreciation for that. But what's amazing is that he does have some elements of being able to run. But like, again, I'm not likening Dak Prescott to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers always had a sneaky level of mobility to his game that helped him get outside the pocket and keep plays alive. And so in some ways, that is kind of the best comp for what we're seeing from Dak right now.
Completely agree.
When CD was getting ready to break his record for the 5 straight games, Mike McCarthy's like, yeah, I was cognizant of it. Absolutely. It's NFL record. Well, when we started nitpicking the game last night, the one thing that came that's the glaring sore was throwing the ball on 33 while Seattle has no timeouts. Well, Rob and I combined our minds, and we think that Mike McCarthy knew that Dak was going to break the record for 4 straight home games of 300+ yards passing, which is why he threw it.
He was 1 yard away at that point.
So while everybody's like, what the hell's he thinking? Rob and I honestly think that's what he was thinking.
We hope anyway.
We hope,
because there's no excuse if that wasn't it.
If that ain't it, then it's an awful call.
I'm not saying that I don't buy that at all. I'll buy some stock. You know what I mean? Like, hey,
it was a gimme play. They were going to kick a field goal anyway.
Right. Well, to me, it's you guys are the Girl Scouts in the off. I feel guilty. You know what I mean? Like, I'll buy some of that in that way.
It's just one box of Samoas, Rudy. RJ.
Right,
it's just one box.
I more than that, I associate it with his aggression. I think about how they went for it on 4th down and obviously convert. I mean, this was a game where the Cowboys defense got worked, got bullied, got pushed around. And I mean, we all objectively agree that Dak Prescott is at least firmly in the MVP conversation.
Number one, baby.
Number one.
He's the best on the Cowboys right now. So, I mean, if we kind of dilute, all of the points of it all, it becomes, okay, well, I've got the ball in the hands of my best player and he can end the game, and if he can break a record in the process, cool. But I would much rather, live an eye on that sword than I would anything else.
Can you defend the call though? Even in hindsight, can you defend that call?
I mean, not strongly,
no.
But I can go down swinging, you know what I mean? Because,
yeah, you're right.
I think it's aggression. Look, Mike McCarthy is not here to punt, and I mean that metaphorically, but also somewhat literally in this case. He is here to end things. I mean, think about how aggressively he attacks teams from an offensive perspective, and I would much rather my head coach and play caller be on this end of the spectrum than the other. I mean, he is here to kill you and cut your head off and leave it and throw your body outside of the house, of the building, the mansion, wherever this scary movie is taking place. He does not want to leave you with an opportunity to lose games or to be on the losing side of the game.
Did you see in the first few games, first 6-7 games, had you not given up, but had you given up hope on Dak and Ferg becoming what Dak has been with Witten and Schultz?
I never believed in Jake Ferguson. I'll kind of out myself there.
Okay. Because
I believe that some fans in all areas of sports very often confuse wants with belief. There are so many people who, man, I tell you, I really believe that insert rookie 6th-round pick is going to be amazing for this team. You want this to happen. Let's not misconstrue this. And so, like, just because Jake Ferguson was the starting tight end, I think a lot of people were like, I really believe. No, like, you wanted it to happen. There were some reasons to believe that it would, but no one could have possibly seen this coming. This was not predictable in any way, sense, or form. It does make sense, though, given that Dak has had a really prominent connection with his tight ends. Dalton Schultz is kind of a great example of that, and obviously he's a talented player in his own right, and I know James Pledger is very happy about that right now. But I said this in our postgame show last night, and I don't want to be silly, but what makes Ferg so interesting is he's kind of this hybrid of the best qualities of Travis Kelce in a vertical passing perspective, and George Kittle in terms of being a little bit, off kilter and being willing and ready to scrap. I mean, like, he is physical and nasty and agile and quick and light on his feet. He is chaotic poetry in motion, and that is an incredible weapon to have in the middle of the field.
Chaotic poetry in motion. I want to be described that way.
Ready to scrap.
Wow.
He did get in Jamal Adams' face. Hey, what do you think of DaRon Bland today?
I think DaRon.
It's a toasty smell.
Yeah, you're both familiar with the term moral victory. Oh, man, we hung with him, it's a moral victory even though we lost. DaRon Bland's got a moral loss going on today. Hey, dude, you won. You had the pick. It was a great moment. And truly respect on digging in and not quitting, when the going was as tough as it could have possibly been. But, I mean, you can take away the lessons from the true total shame that you would have had you lost this game, while having the benefit of being on the winning side of things. It was true classic poetry that on the day that he would, get all these flowers, that he get destroyed. But I mean, what a shocker. It's a difficult thing to guard DK Metcalf.
Right.
I don't know that anybody
and Jigba and Lockett too. I mean, it wasn't an easy matchup, but man, oh man. And I want to dovetail off of that. The Cowboys are not going to get any credit today for playing as well as they did with their third game in 12 days, because in that fourth quarter, the defense was out of gas. I'll firmly stand by that. That was on fumes, and it was done with want to, because they were done in that last drive. Thank goodness for a little bit of defensive line push when they absolutely had to have it, because that was a tired football team.
This is an annual gripe of mine. Every team plays 3 games in 12 days. Every team, when they go Sunday to Thursday.
Right.
Now, this is a different one because they don't get that mini bye after their first Thursday game. Now, to be fair as well, Seattle's going through it just the same. The Thursday games were both at home for Dallas. I mean, you can really pick.
Oh, I agree.
But you're right. I mean, it is a factor. It is relevant. And I think beyond that, they might be a little bit fraudulent on defense. I think that's. Look, all the things that people want to say about the Cowboys as a whole, can't beat teams above 500, can't hang with the big boys. Think about the measuring sticks they've had against the best offenses in the NFL. Obviously, the Cardinals lost this weird, kind of outlier, but San Francisco, maybe the best offense in the NFL, got absolutely worked. I know that the game was close in Philadelphia, but the Eagles had a 100% conversion rate in the red zone. Think about that. They had a 100% conversion rate in the red zone.
Like
against
3 touchdown passes in a row.
And Dan Quinn, who walks on water, who you can't ever criticize, who, when the Cowboys do anything notable on defense, it's all Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn gets all the credit. Dan Quinn's running the show. Mike McCarthy's just hanging out, holding the sheet in front of his face. The one play call last night to stand firm in the chaos was Mike McCarthy. I know y'all didn't talk to him this morning, but I guarantee you Mike's back is sore from carrying Dan Quinn. Now, credit to the Cowboys defense for sticking their foot in the ground and getting 3 straight turnovers on down in the fourth quarter. But they were in that hole over and over and over and over again because Dan Quinn got worked by his former boss.
Let me retort real quick. And I'm not defending him, but isn't Quinn a victim of his style? I mean, we're running 215-pound linebackers out there. His style is going to get physical. That it's just going to happen.
I mean, I kind of agree with you, but I mean, Dan Quinn, I don't think anyone's feeling bad for you. You got Micah Parsons and Marcus Lawrence and DaRon Bland and Stephon. You've got all the toys here, Dan Quinn. Like, you've gotten all the draft capital in recent memory. And what's more is, it's one thing to get worked, but it's another thing to get worked by Shane Waldron and the Seahawks offense, who hadn't scored a touchdown in forever, offensively, obviously. I mean, Seahawks fans were ready to run him out the door, and he owned Dan Quinn. I mean, he won that fight last night. Dan Quinn just had some friends on his side that carried him a little bit more.
RJ, will you do us a favor? Will you give away some tickets? You a fan of Breaking Benjamin?
Yeah, actually. Do I have to pick a number?
Yeah, pick a number.
I don't want to make Edwin work too hard. So let's do, in honor of Dak Prescott, caller number 4.
We'll do it again.
Easy money.
The MVP, caller 4.
Love
if you've
you,
been hanging
dog.
around all day long, get some Breaking Benjamin tickets on us. 656-3776. They'll be here January the 24th. You want to go, get your tickets now. If you don't, go to livenation.com. RJ Ochoa, my brother, thanks for stopping by. Oh, by the way, you're a rock star. I saw you on TV.
What? Where?
Well, no, not TV. I heard you on radio talking on the ESPN network.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Q for having me on. Also, shout out to Rudy and Joe for giving the Justin Herbert fodder back in July. That's really dumb here.
I hate you.
Hey, thank you, RJ. Have yourself a fantastic weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. R&R in the morning, just about done. We're about to hit the streets. Don't forget, we got all of your championship weekend. If you're looking for college football, you will get it right here. This has been R&R. Y'all be cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Happy Victory Friday.